Yes, sir. Awesome. Uh, I was watching a clip from Bee and Puppy Cat. I'd already seen it,
Sandwich.
but
That's good, GT.
fucking, it was this giant, right? And he was explaining, he's like, "These are my babies. They're triplets. This is my favorite, though. His name is Ross.
What the fuck?
These other two will be okay. I was like, they're fine, but they know they're not my favorite. So they work extra hard to be good people. My favorite will probably not grow up to be such a good person,
What the fuck is
but that's
happening?
okay. He's awesome. Isn't that right, little Ross? You'll probably grow up to be a war criminal." Bro, why was that fucking Aaron from Game Grumps?
It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. Let's see. Opening nightlife.
Just the admission that he is my favorite. He probably won't grow up to be a good person. Bro, that part alone, I was dying. They know they're not my favorite, so they work extra hard to be good people.
First sentence.
Bloody hell.
I just want specific
Ew.
announcements. I just want specific announcements. Opening
I
night
forgot I
live.
had
Where the
his
shit at?
number. I had my old boss's number in my phone.
It's just a
And
script. No script here, sir. We off the cusp.
that motherfucker joined
Scripting's for the other
TikTok and
parts.
it notified me. Him trying to launch his modeling career.
Let's see. Bright. Bu- 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 bu.
I don't know if you saw a clip, Deontay, of Chris Jericho showing up at Pro Revolution because Will Ospreay had like a match there for their anniversary thing the night before All In, and Chris Jericho showed up in a mask to like sneak beat his ass. But I saw like this very like unique angle of someone in the crowd, and first the guy is like, "There's no way." There's no way it's him. There's no actually no. First he's like, "Who the fuck is that?" And then he's like, "There's no way. There's no way." Then he hits the code breaker. He's like, "It is. It is." And then he takes off his mask. He's like, "It is him." And then he's like, "Fuck you." he like he goes from instantly being hella excited that it's Chris Jericho to then actually, "Fuck you."
Cam has just
Those
pure
moments.
childlike lore.
Just wait, wait until you find
Childlike whimsy.
the what is it, against the ropes or inside the ropes
uh,
talks,
uh-huh.
bro. Just watch those. Those are hella funny.
I
They're
watched
just,
some. I've watched some of the clips from it from TikTok.
bro. Those are fucking great. You just get those moments where wrestlers just put a mic in their hand and let them tell a story. Like, this isn't even fucking about the story. Chris Jericho was up there and he was telling a story about Fandango, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's all like, they put me in a match with Fandango. And it's like, who's this new guy, Fandango? I wanted to, this is WrestleMania. I wanted a match against Ryback. And as soon as he said Ryback, the whole crowd went
Seriously.
boo. And he's like, oh my God, poor Ryback. It's
He's
like,
great.
you didn't know we didn't like that nigga, bro? Oh, we really don't like that nigga, bro.
Oh, I
I
thought he said that on purpose. I thought he was being sarcastic.
No, he really didn't
He
know
was
we
being
didn't like.
genuine.
Nah, he ain't
Wow.
online like that, bro. He don't
Wow.
know that we don't like Ryback.
Wow.
And
Yeah, I
I
totally
think
thought
he
that he meant that.
knows why we don't like Ryback, but he didn't know that we don't like Ryback. You know what I
That
mean?
fool's
Like
trying to come back. He's gonna get signed to AEW soon. Watch.
Ryback?
Yeah, he's trying to come back.
No,
He has this.
he's
He's
been
been trying
trying
to.
to come back. He's been trying to come. He's a fucking crybaby, and nobody likes him, bro. I could start beef with Ryback right now. I'll tell you exactly what'll happen. I will tell you exactly what'll happen if I start
he's
beef
gonna
with Ryback.
block you. I heard he
No, no, no,
blocks
no.
people.
He is going to
Hmm.
fucking make a video trying to talk shit. I'm gonna come back and roast his ass. He's gonna tell me he's gonna invite me on his podcast and then immediately block me.
Yeah.
That's what he's
There's a
gonna do.
there's a few other content creators that I follow, like wrestling content creators, and they've all said that they got blocked by
He
fucking Ryback.
fucking sucks, and he knows it. And he's a crybaby.
Hey
And
man, Elon might take that away. He might be taking away the block feature because it's
he can't
pointless.
legally take away the block.
I know he
feature.
can't.
He's trying to take away the block. Wow.
He
He's
can't. He
trying
legally
to.
can't do that. It's against the terms of service of I think both Google Play and the Apple Store.
Yeah,
Sometimes I feel like that nigga just wants to be problematic for the sake of it, bro.
He
Like,
does.
I don't
He
know.
wants to burn his fucking stupid purchase that has ruined so many things.
he's just not smart.
He's not.
He like Tesla had a whole board of niggas to keep him from doing dumb shit. Like,
Right.
This is different. And even to
Also,
a certain point, they took power away from him a few years before the Twitter purchase.
was it after he smoked the weeds?
Yep.
Say let him. Twitter is
They
bad for
use
health
that-
anyways. It's always been bad for health, but it is a place for people to connect, and it's been great. I love Twitter for that purpose alone. I've made a lot of friends there. And God, it's terrible watching it burn even more than it already is. Twitter's
Every
always been a
social
fucking
media
cesspool, but
site- oh, it started off all right. Every social media site started off all right and then made a fucking shift, bro.
mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this is a cool little place. Remember when Facebook was just some cool little place, and then somebody's grandma showed up?
Someone's problematic grandma. You right. Bam.
Also, just the format changing shifts its interaction as well, right? So now every third scroll is an ad.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
The For You tab is terrible. There's been some funny ha-has I see, but overall I'm just like, who are you people? I don't follow you. I don't want to see your shit.
this shit isn't butchered on here because of the fucking the whatchamacallit, the fucking blue check system, bro. Like
So
no.
dumb.
Nobody cool has a blue check, so I'm just reading all of these fucking comments from losers. I'm sorry if you have a blue check out there.
I'm not. Fuck you. You're part of the problem.
It's like, jeez, man, you paid $8 to make sure I can see you. Congratulations.
It's better for me. I don't have to look up, follow anyone anymore. This is true.
Right.
What the fuck? Why is? There we go. Much better. Cool.
I miss the cool convos and the replies.
Right.
Those were the shit, man. Now everything is just fucking shitty kids just pushed up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Shitty kids with $8 get pushed up to the top now instead of some genuinely funny content.
I'm over here just like, I'm just trying to set up business meetings and things to go to with people.
No.
That's how you know, like, what you do
Oh,
is
yeah, they put-
when you're trying to get contact information. What do you ask for? What's your email? What's your LinkedIn? What's your Twitter handle?
Hey, what's your Snapchat?
What's it? Oh, see, I can't trust that. I can't trust that. What's your Instagram? All right, that's fine. Twitter?
Snapchat's
Yeah.
dead. I every now and then I'll like hop on to watch people's snaps, and it gets less and less every time. I feel like it's a dying
Because
medium.
why?
Exactly.
Everything has Snapchat now. That's the thing. It's no longer unique, and it's on everything else that everybody else is already on. Why did It's removing a step. Like we'll have to see how Threads does, considering it's like okay, it's both Instagram and Twitter now, kinda.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like it is I just don't care for social media as much anymore. But I'm like, when you cycle through 3 different things just to get off of them immediately, and you're like, why am I doing this? I'm just trying to look for something that's not there anymore. And it
Bro,
sucks.
I literally use Facebook just for Marketplace. So I scroll through Marketplace, not even through my feed. I scroll through Marketplace
Uh huh.
specifically, and then TikTok I would say is my most consistent for actual content. TikTok and Twitter, and then Instagram. Yeah, I'll go through people's stories on Instagram
That's
usually.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do shit on my Instagram. For me, it's just mainly TikTok because I cut out the middleman. Especially because like I'll go through Facebook and like just go through those videos and shit and go through those reels and just be like, or sometimes I'll forget what app I opened,
Every
right?
day.
When I'm
That is
going
my
down the
wormhole.
videos because they have
YouTube
that
to Instagram to somehow Twitter and then
right.
Facebook with the long form 10-minute random video clips of
R-
something.
Right. So like it's the videos, I'm going down the videos, and it's video after video, and I remind myself or I'm reminded which site I'm on by the content, right?
Facebook got
Been
that
had it.
clickbaity bullshit. You won't believe
Facebook's shit
you.
is
It's
so
terrible.
garbage.
It's
So right,
so
it's either
bad.
reposted TikTok videos, but at the end of the video, it's just some dude standing there going, "Oh, whoa, would you look at that?" And get your crusty ass off the screen. And or it's something I immediately pick up as too violent to be on TikTok. Strangely
No,
enough.
dog. The clickbaity shit is the worst. It'll be like, you won't believe what this girl did to this police officer, and then you'll fucking sit and watch through a 10-minute video, and then get to the
Never.
end, and it's like nothing.
No,
Never.
there's a
It's like
part
this is.
2. There's a part
Never.
2.
No, there ain't a part two. That's just it.
It's like this is what you were
They took
making this
a
big deal
regular
about it.
ass
A
video of
regular
some
ass
regular
video.
ass interaction and then made you
This is how
fucking sit there
YouTubers
and
do it,
watch
right?
it.
That's why I go to the comments and read, and someone will usually spoil the end and be like the last one, right? There was this long video about it was like, you won't believe what this girl did in a police car interaction,
And
and
what?
then you go
Ooh,
into the comments, it's like she
you
threw
know
up in a cup.
It's
that
bullshit on Facebook
I
videos
watched
too.
that fucking video, bro. I watched
Dude,
that fucking video.
it
It's
was
bullshit
so
how on
long.
Facebook there are
And
some
like
videos
the
you can
whole
scrub
time
and some you
they're
can't. It's
playing
dumb.
they're playing the
Yes, I
fucking
hate that.
they're playing the trouble music in the background and shit the whole
Yep.
time. And the officer's like, and the officer smelled something and blah blah blah. I'm thinking there's a
Yes.
body
You're
in the
like,
fucking back
oh,
seat or
that's what I
something.
thought too.
Everybody thought until the video ended and realized she threw up in the cup. And they're trying to
I'm
make
like,
her
damn,
like the
that was it.
Antichrist. She has a drinking and driving problem, apparently. Maybe they didn't even make that clear in the video. Maybe she was just sick. Like,
I was so mad.
I don't know. That shit, bro, that's one of my pet peeves. Another one of my fucking pet peeves are guys in videos who talk like this. Little did she know this would be the last time she stepped out of her car on
It kind of sounds
Monday.
like the one guy who'd be like, "Did you ever put your?" I'm gonna say it, but I'm not saying this from me. Okay, it's just like this used to be a
We
TikTok
are
trend where he'd be like,
streaming. You mind your
No, no, no,
words.
no, 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 no. Stop, stop, stop. I already know who you're talking about. You're talking about
"Okay,
that really problematic that one dude who I had to do the stop I just saved you for.
I don't know if you did it to him."
Is his content worthy of the stop I just saved you?
I don't know. I never saw the face. I just always heard the people like the sound on other videos.
Okay. Go for it.
Yeah, so I don't know who it is, but he'll be like, "Did you ever do a duty and then
Yep. No, no,
and then?"
no, no. Yep, it's him.
Okay, it's that guy. Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, I don't know who he is. I just always heard the
I
sound.
oh my god, he's terrible. He's terrible.
Okay,
He is terrible.
okay,
He's terrible.
Okay.
He's terrible. Oh my
I
God,
hate
no.
the internet and love the internet at the same time. It's
No.
such a
Look,
terrible,
take it
terrible
from
thing.
me. Save yourself. Just like my video trend. Stop. I just saved you. You're welcome.
Joke's on you. I just don't go on TikTok.
He's like, I
It's
saved
not
myself.
TikTok. It's not TikTok. It's the site that you're on is the issue, bro.
Everything?
Which one?
Which one?
Twitter.
Everything is bad. Everything.
Twitter. TikTok has at least some type of fucking forms and bounds to where you're only catching what he's talking about. This motherfucker gives visuals on other sites. Beware.
Oh, whoa. Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow. I'd never thought. Wow. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what any of
That's-
this means, and I'll keep it that
That's
way.
I'm
gross.
trying to keep you safe.
Then just how about we change the subject?
That's
That's gross. Why couldn't it have just been a sound? It was like, I wouldn't say innocent, but fairly
It
innocent
wasn't.
when
Hey,
it was
Cam,
a sound.
change the
innocent.
subject.
Change the subject instead. Let's describe it in better details.
I'm going into detail at all. It'll get real nasty if I went into detail.
Okay.
I'm
Um,
saving everybody here. Superhero.
All right, let's talk
Static
wrestling
shock.
again,
Whoop,
then.
whoop.
No!
Superhero,
You
static
said change
shock.
the subject. You didn't say to what.
You bitch!
Superhero, static shock.
So this nigga Chris Jericho, right, is eating because he played a sold-out concert in London
Mm-hmm.
last night, and then
didn't
fucking
Fozzy play him to the ring?
he,
or-
but he played himself too. He
'Cause
fucking sang his
he's
own
the lead
song.
singer of Fozzy, yeah.
Oh, Fozzy is his band. I didn't know the rest
Fozzy
of
is
it
his
would be.
band, yeah.
Yes, they
Good
did
brother
play it.
Johan.
So
Please
that
do
that
tell.
song
God
we
damn it,
said-
high five
is that
We
for
is
you.
that
said
actually their song?
Jericho, not Juan Jericho. Okay? You just showed up. Hey,
So
how you
is-
doing, bro?
Lightning
Is that
Blade
song-
14.
Is that song their actual song or no? That's somebody else's song.
No, that's his song.
Oh, it is his
He-
song.
he-
Okay, it's amazing. It's a
he-
really good song.
He's been Fozzy has been his band for years, like since fucking early 2000s, bro.
Oh wow, they're pretty successful, right?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, pretty successful.
like that song. He was gonna change his music until that song ended up hitting,
didn't
bro.
he?
Like,
Yeah.
but fucking. I remember back in the day when I was a kid, they actually had the Muppets guest star on WWE,
Mm-hmm.
and
What happened the
named-
Muppets been on?
right, right. Since he
But also,
named his
what hasn't
band-
been on WWE?
right? He named his
Also
band
fair.
Fozzy, and Fozzie Bear.
Oh yeah.
So they actually had a fucking segment where he was all like, "See, Fozzie," and they played, and they had like Monster. I think they had Monster playing the drums. Anytime you have Monster playing the drums, it's the shit, or the animal.
Mhm.
So was this current song his song before Break the Wall? And then he went back to this song, or
What
did
the
this song come
no,
after?
No, this was
Fortnite
well
also
after.
has
This
everything.
Was well after he made this.
Oh.
Wait, the
during
Muppets
his
haven't been in
indie run.
Fortnite yet? That'll
Oh,
change.
Kermit with the blicky.
I could entirely see it. Absolutely.
Sonic needs to be in Fortnite.
Just Shadow.
Hmm. With the
Fucking-
blicky.
That's it.
They-
It would just be
they-
Shadow.
They got rail grinding.
With the blicky, the sticky, the flicky, the.
It'd be
Not
him
the
and
flicky.
the Eggman.
Not the flick of the
fucking-
stick.
Stack.
Make it all Team Dark. And just because he fits the fucking skin palette, give Chris from Sonic X.
So I realized the best use case of the fucking OLED screen, bro. You know that tabletop mode?
Mm-hmm.
makes the world of difference. I was playing Smash Bros with one of the kids that I work with the other day on that, and you can actually see in tabletop mode. Before we would be playing, I wouldn't know where the fuck my character was. I'm like jumping off the stage and shit because I just
Because you
couldn't
were
see,
bad.
right? No, because I couldn't
Because
see.
you were bad.
I couldn't even see. But now with this, like you can actually see.
The
Like
colors pop, and also the
it's also
kickstand
bigger.
is not garbage.
It won't
Yeah,
just
it's not
fall
dinky.
over.
It
when
is. You
being
can
breathed at.
sit that down, and it's nice and secure instead of a brief breeze of the wind brushes by and just.
Oh, also,
Makes
if
you wonder why they didn't do that in the first place.
Money.
I went
Nintendo.
because it was Sunday morning. I turned on my Animal Crossing on my old Switch, right?
Oh.
I transferred it over. There's a fireworks show tonight at 7 in Animal Crossing. Just like
There's a festival going on in Japan because everything has a fucking moon or it's like some kind of festival happening right now.
That's
And
awesome.
I love it.
But also I said fuck it. I went into the bank, pulled out about I don't know 700 G's. I bought me some turnips. I
So
just
you
gotta
can
remember
turn
to
up?
sell them shits before next week.
Hit them stonks.
Them stonks. I gotta sell them like tomorrow or some shit. I don't know.
Get your stonks up, little nigga. Get your
my
stonks up.
But also, I realized you collected interest in your bank, and I didn't realize that. All this time I haven't been playing, I've still been making money. Shout out.
Animal Crossing. It's so good.
It's so good. Also, somebody left my island, and then somebody else moved in, and I don't like this bitch.
You was gone for a long time.
I don't care. It's my island. I'm about to start hitting her with a net real quick until she want to leave.
You stupid. Oh, is this the full? Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 24. Ew. Okay. Dope.
The end of summer, according to Phineas and Ferb, that's like series-ending event. Speaking of, Phineas and Ferb is coming back.
I didn't even know it
Really?
was gone.
Yeah, they actually had a legitimate ending where they showed the characters all aged up and shit.
Oh shit.
That's it.
Fucking Ferb rode off in a drop top with Doofenshmirtz's daughter, I think.
Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz is a super spy daughter. And then Doofenshmirtz was just chilling because, you know, he's one of those first season villains. You know that Western animation trope of first season villains where, like, by the end of the show, they're all right.
Yeah.
Look at fucking Jack Spicer and Shaolin Showdown.
The final
Season
episode
one,
was
he
the
is the
actual
problem.
last day of summer. Huh. He likes it.
Oh, the
Alright.
special was the post. So I think the next show is just gonna be the next year or some shit. I don't know, but they continue making it. Dan Poppenmeyer is very happy.
Alright, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get it going.
We doing our sound checks, boss?
Sound check, please.
Yes, boss.
Yes, both. Stupid.
Yes, boss. Mic check, mic check. Oh, Cam, I forgot to tell you. I found 4 more bottles of water in my closet.
Or more than what's
Yeah,
already
4
out
more.
there.
Yeah, 4 more open bottles or full bottles. So I still got more water. Yeah.
Man, you are ready for this
The
apocalypse.
apocalypse, right?
He wastes so much water, but he's also in turn has it so much stocked up.
Bro. Seriously.
Hey man.
That's when you were like, when you were like, he's the reason for the drought. I was like, yeah, he is. Literally.
I am not.
Between all them bottles and your shower activities, bro, I'm like, god damn.
Hey, to be fair,
That made that sound nasty, but I
those were
wasn't trying to be
given to
nasty.
me. It's pretty good actually. I don't have to.
No
How do
longer
I put
use
this?
the Zonpepto.
I don't have to like tiptoe around movement. So movement is pretty good. So like, you know, I can lay down, get back up, stand up, you know, pick something up off the ground. But now it's just the rehabilitatory process of getting back into
Heal,
weightlifting.
heal,
Um,
heal.
getting back into weightlifting and like doing minor movements. So like I still feel it tweak every now and again. 'Cause obviously it's still healing. It's only been like a week. So I'll probably get 100% in about 3 weeks. So 2 more weeks. But yeah, movement is fine. Movement and walking is fine. And I'll unfortunately need a back brace for the better part of about 6 months. No, I won't.
Deontay, so we've all been talking about, someone just posted a clip from today's match, and I went through the comments, and someone said, I think Ryback is coming back to I think Ryback is coming to AEW maybe. And then the original poster said he blocked me, so I'll never know. And this is a new creator. This isn't even someone I follow.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The world will
Checkity
never
check,
know.
check 1 2
Oh
1 2
my
check
god,
check 1 2
that's
1 2.
fucking
Ah, ah, ah,
hilarious,
ah, ah, ah.
bro. You
Checkity check 1 2 1 2.
Fucking Ryback.
That was good. That was genuinely funny. I like that. Why does he suck, bro? Like he's not even terrible. He's just okay, but he's also not great. But his attitude makes him shit.
His attitude, yeah. I also heard he was kind of dangerous in the ring, though.
That too. That motherfucker is dangerous in the ring. He is not a safe worker. He will drop you on your neck in a heartbeat.
Ow.
Mm-hmm. He will. He's one of those people who do those like really unprotected spears where he just throws himself into your sternum.
Spear. Let's see.
I'm not a fan, if you couldn't tell.
All right. We all good, boys.
Sasha Banks was also shown at the event, and they made a big deal about making sure to show her, and then making Mercedes Moné
fucking hurt right now. That's why.
Making comments like, "I'm sure she's keeping an
Deep
eye on this
stand up.
women's division. I'm sure she has her eye on this title." I'm like, "Oh, could it happen?"
Yeah, she hurt right now.
Thank you, Deso.
She's fine.
She is indeed.
As a motherfucker.
Can you watch
every chance.
The
Absolutely.
Mandalorian?
No, but I heard she's in it. I was watching this interview with Bailey and her from Bailey's Christmas, and she's like, "Star." I'm like, wait, where? Actually, what am I saying? Yes, I've seen all of The Mandalorian. I don't know why I just said no to you. Where was she in that?
She was one of the helmet off Mandos.
Oh, she was, huh? Yeah. What the fuck? I guess because back when I watched that show, I didn't know
You weren't watching wrestling like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, what the fuck? But yeah, Bailey was like, "We've got Star of the Mandalorian here," and I'm like, "Really?"
Mm-hmm.
Now I get it. Big man.
Big man team.
Nah.
Okay, making sure. We begin now before you niggas start on something else.
Because it's fresh. I just really like AEW's pay-per-views. I mean, I like the show too, but like
wrestling corner monsters.
These last two
can't hurt
pay-per-views have just been so good to me personally. I don't know how anybody else feels, but for me, they've been so enjoyable to watch.
All Out's next week.
I know, that's so funny. All in and then all out. I heard it's because the reason why they're doing more pay-per-views is because like TBS or something is is pushing them to do more pay-per-views because they're trying to bring in more money. I'm only talking about it because I'm waiting for Justin to come back.
He's here.
I'm
I think
here.
it's Wembley.
I don't see him.
So?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
That's why when he said big man, I said,
Duh. And I was like, cool,
Oh.
confirmation. That's all I need.
Oh, okay. I thought you were waiting for him to
No.
visually.
No,
show-
I was waiting
show
for
his-
you specifically to shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Don't let them
Well, you
get
know what
shit
else
on.
happened was that. No, I'm kidding.
I knew
All
that
right.
one. I was just like, I was like, I see what you're doing, you bitch.
Don't let them really shame you.
I'm not ashamed. I love this shit.
Oh, I
Okay.
know.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 153 of the Rusty Rupees podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Darren, and with me I have the boys, Justin,
your boy's finally out of Wano.
Deontay,
I'm chilling.
and Cameron.
I'm here. I'm hot.
Every day, brother. Every day. It's been hot as hell.
Everyday struggle.
I don't like it. Even when it's been muggy, it's just like, that was a lie. Now here's the heat. Let's just turn this back up.
Man, the boys came over. Every one of them was sweating. I didn't feel so bad.
Woo.
Man, that shit was gross. It was like fucking, it just heat everywhere and strange level of humidity for the Bay.
Yeah, it's been weird this past week. And then on top of that, too, me and Cam very much were like, there's no airflow in here, dog. And we looked at his cracked ass windows that's only like this wide. We're like, let's open up this window so there's air.
No, my windows
are
open, dog.
I'm like, I'm gonna go check the other one too. Oh, that one's cracked as well.
But then he did give he gave the good excuse of flies and shit be coming in. I'm like, okay, that's fair. They worked their weasel their way in there, but still, man, like,
Bro, I don't know how though. And even through cracked windows, they still come in. I'm like, bruh, how did you get in here? I haven't left the house today.
they find a way,
They're able to just phase through the netting.
or they're coming from your drains.
Said they phased through the.
That's
Oh
gross.
yeah, that too. No,
They
that's
do
that's the
That's
thing.
gross.
Because that shit happens to me during the summer. Last year was hella bad, and I caught it early this year because I had just started noticing they just appear in the kitchen. I'm like, what the fuck? Nah. And then I think we were having a conversation about it in the PSN, and Juwan had mentioned that like pouring bleach down the drain. I was like, drain, huh? And then I had like lifted up like my little dish thing, and then all like 3 flies flew out of the drain. I was like, fuck that, you die here.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I haven't had any flies fly at my drain. Thank God.
Not that you know.
Who knows, right? Who
Not
knows,
that you
right?
know, bro, because you don't, until you think about it, you're just like, where the fuck are they coming from?
Oh God, that's a scary thought.
It is. It
Wait
sucks.
till you sleep or till you're gone, like the fucking toys in Toy Story. They're less cute.
They were stupid.
Check
Hey, Justin,
problematic
that's-
later.
That's a nice ass. That's a nice ass flask you got there, brother.
Oh, you saw that? Oh.
It is a
you
nice
know
flask, isn't it?
that. You noticed. You
Where is that
noticed,
flask?
did you?
Where's that flask from?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. It's from the event we went to, where we got to play Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising.
Yes,
can-
and that is
we
one
can
of the
talk about
topics
it.
of today. Yes, the boys had a chance to go out and try Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and versus Rising recently. So, shouts out. If you didn't already know, interviews out. Go ahead and check that out wherever you listen to us for your podcast services. Yes. And on top of that, things have of course been going on. Gamescom opening live happened. Gamescom was just this week in general, so we got a bunch of announcements. I can now talk about it completely. Blasphemous 2 is out. Played that, beat that, great game. I'm gonna gush. said, boys will be mentioning Grand Blue, and also Armored Core 6 is out, and good mech game is good. But to start it off, Grand Blue, guys, how was your time? How was the experience? Tell us what's up.
One, I would just like to mention offhand that Cam be dropping them questions, bro. Shout out to your boy Cam.
Yeah, look forward to that
he be
full
dropping them
interview
questions.
later, bro. Yeah.
It's out.
It's out.
Is it? Is
Yeah,
it
It's out. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes, can be dropping questions. So please check out the interview. But yes, Grand Blue Fantasy. Yes.
But no, we were able to one sit through kind of a breakdown of I guess even kind of like a roadmap, would you say, Cam, of what they had planned for Grand Blue versus and Grand Blue Relink. So it was really neat because we kind of got an in-depth overview of everything they planned up to Gamescom, essentially, because Gamescom was when they said they were going to announce everything. So we had all the prior knowledge before that, but we couldn't say nothing because embargoes and whatnot. But overall, I will talk more in terms of versus Rising, and then it came if you and Deontay want to take Relink. So
Sure.
they,
Before you jump into it, I just want to say the PowerPoints that they sort of put together were really well put together, and they not
Agreed.
only showed us a roadmap of what's to come, but also how they got to this point. So they talked a little bit about the mobile game and how sort of they started off with the mobile game and then with Relink. And then how many copies Relink had already sold?
Versus.
Not Relink. Sorry, Versus. I'm getting all these names messed up, but yeah, how many copies Versus had already sold, and sort of like what brought them up to this point. So even though like Justin and I and Deontay had never like played the mobile game, we got like a good sort of history and background on that. And one thing that I was able to sort of ascertain from that is that this is a lot bigger of a franchise than I think I at least realized. I'm like, damn, it's hella popular.
It's just
They
like
even have their own
DNF.
they have fan events too.
Yeah, I was just about to say they even have their own like fan fest, and it's like in Japan, it's like what do they say, the biggest fan event ever, like even bigger than fan fest potentially, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, damn, like this is like a big franchise, and I just had no idea.
And I thought one of the funny things was that they mentioned the anime as well. And so they said like
fucking anime.
Dude, you didn't. Oh yeah, there's a
Right.
whit Grand Blue anime. I think it's on Crunchyroll.
Is it out though, or did they say it's coming out?
No, it's out.
It's out already.
Yeah, it's out. I've watched a bit of it already. It's been actually out for a while.
I think I did maybe know about it.
Yeah, I felt like we talked about it. Not like on the podcast, but just like probably like in the PSN or something. But yeah, so the anime kind of gives you a nice rundown of the world and whatever. And they said essentially, if you wanted to, if you just watch the first episode gives you a decent amount of world building information.
They said the first two, yeah.
Oh, the first two. But yeah, so I actually have seen the first two episodes, and it does give you a decent amount of world building information. So, so yeah, go check out the anime. Absolutely. But yeah, and the presentation they gave was, like Cam's was stating, was like really in depth. They kind of did go, which I failed to mention, but they kind of did go from like past to present, which was really good. And they had both. I think they had Cam, was it the president, CEO of?
I have. Thank you for all the pictures you guys took.
I remember you were calling him CEO while we were there. Like,
Yeah.
bro, that's the CEO.
Let's see.
Yeah.
The director of the Grand Blue Fantasy, general director of Relink, and creative director of Versus Rising, Tetsuya Fukuhara, and Yasuyuki Keiji, director of Relink.
But no, there was
there was somebody else there too.
There was
somebody else.
Y'all had
the
big
CEO,
bosses
bro.
there. Okay.
And that's what I was telling, because they had talked about it. because one of the pictures had popped up on the slide,
Uh-huh.
and so it literally said like CEO. I want to say it
I
was
think it's
CEO of
CEO of Psy
Arxis or
Games.
Side Games. Sorry, yeah, Side
Oh,
Games.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
the
pretty sure.
CEO of Side Games. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
dope.
He was there. Yeah, yeah. He was the one that essentially started the presentation. Um,
Mhm.
and so it was really dope that he was just there and like able to like answer questions, and he actually looked over our shoulder and came to talk to us about the games while we were playing it. Like,
That
yeah,
remember when I was telling you the story about the curse number
Oh,
3
oh,
and
what the
4?
fuck?
That was in front of him.
That's funny.
yeah, it was really
He
cool.
also got to watch a bit of Deontay and Justin being competitive and trying to see who was gonna clear this boss the fastest, or clear the demo, the whole
Oh
demo the
yeah,
fastest. And he was sort of standing behind us for that as well. So
That's
that was
dope.
cool.
yeah. Cam fucking ran through the entire demo while Deontay and I was struggling.
I was
Yeah.
the only one that made it through.
Y'all know they made it through the
That's
whole demo, the whole
confusing to
relink
me.
demo.
I
Hey, it'd be like that
So,
sometimes,
okay,
man.
okay. What would you guys
so
describe? What is relink? What is relink?
relink is all right. So the closest games I could say this feels like, imagine a Muso take on uh Final Fantasy Origins,
Hmm.
but it feels fun to play.
It's definitely Muso based. Like you can
Gut
tell
punch.
because there's a shit ton
Did
of
it,
enemies. Like it's essentially like the new kind of like the new One Piece game. I
Mm,
want to say it
the
kind of feels
battle
like
But
that.
the One Piece game isn't a
that's
Muso
a
though. That's
that's a
like
turn
turn
base.
based.
Sorry, not I'm not thinking. I'm thinking about
The older One Piece
the
games you're
older one,
thinking
One Piece
about,
game.
right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
older Muso game.
Okay.
so yeah, this
Um,
definitely not to cut you off,
no,
but
go
I
ahead, go
want
ahead,
to
go
say
ahead.
it has a little bit of Tales in there
That's
as
what
well,
I
right?
feel when I look at it. It seems very
So
talesy.
when you're attacking and really just in the midst of it, it even has Hyogis like Tales games do and shit like that. But you're moving from zone to zone or in these areas. You know, they have areas and you walk into an area, then a bunch of, enemies start attacking. You basically clear out that area before you move on to the next. It is in that way, like, Final Fantasy Origins or something that plays along like that. The battles feel like a mix between a Muso game and a Tales game, especially with the cooperation of your teammates. You know, there are teams of 4 in this, and the mode we were playing in, the full story, I think is single player,
Hmm.
but they have what 100 4-player missions, 4-player co-op missions for 4 players to take on the
Yeah, it's
full
like a
list of these
raid.
heroes,
Hmm.
and pretty much just take on missions like how we took on different types and stuff like that. But it's it's fluid. The combat's fluid. It feels just like the games I mentioned, honestly, an amalgam of those and different games that kind of play similar to those, right? Uh, a lot of action anime games kind of have similar play styles. So you pick up the controller and you almost instinctively know what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? You know what your triangle and square are pretty much are about. You know what I mean? It's just figuring out the rest of the stuff. But in no way does it feel stale when you play it. You
Mm-mm.
know what I mean?
Like
It
just when
feels.
just when you think like, oh, this is getting a bit mashy, right?
Mhm.
Then you'll realize that like some of the enemies that you're fighting have like different attack patterns that you need to block, or different AOE attacks that you need to like get the fuck out. So you can't just be like up front and just
You can't
like, no,
just
you need
smash
to.
square. You have to kind of.
Yeah, no, you'll
Yeah,
die.
Okay.
yeah, you'll die. Yeah, there's
um,
definitely a bit of strategy that goes into it, especially kind of with the more I want to say the more specific game mechanics.
mhm.
Like I'm trying to remember what the name of the actual attack was, but essentially,
Is it a link
if
attack?
I think it's a link attack, yeah. Like so,
Mm.
if every single one of your characters does their super in kind of like a consecutive order within a time limit, you can do like a huge like link attack super where like it creates like a bigger explosion and like attacks like everything at large, right? So
Mhm.
it's essentially like a huge AoE attack that does massive damage,
Nice.
and
Or like
that's kind
there's
of
that
like what you're trying to go to.
then there's that like one next step as well. So like then if you pull that off, then you get access to that other attack, I think, right? Where then everybody on your team sort of like triggers this attack and you have to push like triangle or something fast enough so that you trigger. So it will like slow down time for you. So you do this attack. Each of your characters does something, right, where it does like a little cinematic, and then after that time is slowed. Do you remember like there being like
Yeah.
a
Mm-hmm.
where everything around you time was slowed apart from you, and you were still like
Yeah,
moving at regular speed.
I think it was like a link burst or something. No, I think
Maybe,
link
maybe like a
burst.
link burst.
So I think link burst was the one I was talking about, where you have the big explosion at the end. I
Ah,
think that
okay.
was the link burst.
This is where that Tails comes in. That
Oh
Tails
yeah,
gameplay, that combination attack style. This is very much so like a combination Hyogi.
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
But I will say that it was super satisfying to pull those attacks off.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed.
but that goes also leans into not just being able to button mash, because you have to pay attention to what the other people on your team are doing. Also paying attention to the button prompts that come up to say that, oh, you've triggered this link burst attack now, so now you can actually like
Right,
perform it. If you're not watching the screen to know that the conditions have been met, you would just miss that and it would go away, right? So you have
right.
to, yeah, you have to make sure that you're paying attention. But yeah, it was really fun. We didn't get to play multiplayer. The game's not open world, but they did mention to us that there is, like as Deontay was saying, like 100 different stages or whatever. But each of the stages have different types, right? So some will be more like attack focused, where you're just dealing with large waves of enemies,
Mhm.
and some will be like more exploration based, where you're doing more exploration of
Mm-hmm.
like a terrain or whatever. But it's not open world. It's like all of them are mission based.
Gotcha. And I see from one of the slides, taking a picture as far as like the gameplay aspects, story. So traverse various islands, diverse combat system, assist modes available. The quest, up to 4 player co-op, over 100 quests with post end game content, progress, character customization, plenty of side quests and collectibles.
Was that
Hmm.
from one of the pictures I
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm
Bro,
like I need all I'm learning, like I said, I'm with the audience right now. I don't know. This is all your guys' experience.
no, literally, I was standing up in the back, and I forgot who our contact is. I'm sorry.
Scott.
Got.
Shout out
Scott,
Scott.
right? Yes.
My
Thank you,
guy.
Scott.
I was standing up in the back, and he was like, "Do you want to sit down?" I was like, "No, I'm taking pictures and stuff." I was like, "It's okay to take pictures and stuff, right?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, you're fine." And I was like, "Cool." And then one of the other ladies came up. She was like, "You sure you don't want to take pictures?" I was like, "No, no, no. I'm just taking pictures. It's fine." Like, I was just sitting there taking pictures and video from the back. Dude, it was so cool. Like, it was it's definitely one of those surreal moments still. Like, and I get that we've kind of been doing this for a while now, but it's like going to one of those kind of exclusive events where like you literally know something that more like most people don't. Like it's still like a surreal feeling at the end of the day.
I know something you don't know. I got something to tell you.
Was it this game that had the bonus mode, or was it the other one?
It
I'm
was
like
it was
trying
this
to.
It
game that
was
had that.
this
It was
This game
one.
had a.
Yeah, Relink
Okay.
had the
God
bonus
damn it.
mode. So that's why you were like so you were able to actually finish that entire fight.
No, 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 not the bonus boss. The
Oh,
bonus mode that they talked about, like like was it like a battle royale or something? Remember they talked about like this additional
Grand
mode,
Brews
or was that?
Legends.
Yes, that
This
was
is
that for
in
this, or was that
versus.
for? Oh, that's for
It's in
versus.
versus,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So we'll talk about that once we get there. I remember one of the games had like some bonus mode on it. But yeah, all in all, it was a really good game. And yeah, we got to sort of talk to them a little bit. You guys can listen to the interview as a whole, but like on their plans for this franchise. I mean, now they have this mobile game that's already huge. They have this fighting game that versus like the regular versus like vanilla version or whatever has been out and been doing pretty well for a
yeah,
while now.
it's gotten pretty good traction.
I want to
And now they
say it
have
had
this
reached a
game.
million in sales recently with the
Yeah,
last
I think it
announcement.
was
So
1.2.
I found it. I'm sorry. I just found the hat that I lost in LA.
Ah,
Like I found another one, but it took me forever to find this hat, bro. I'm genuinely excited.
shit. Anyway.
But anyway, yeah. So it's just exciting to see them expand upon this franchise that they have. Like it's very like Persona-esque, right? How like Persona sort of has their like base game, and then will try different games out that are fit within the franchise, but they're very like stark departures from what like the actual regular game is.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's cool. It's cool to see them take risks. And I think, you know, once we start talking about versus, you'll see that they're taking even more risks with the franchise and doing even more different crazy shit, which, you
For
know,
real.
it goes back to that thing that we talked about. Games are fun, right? Like, can we have fun?
Yeah.
Um, and they are doing
And
some really cool shit.
yeah, and Grand Blue is definitely trying to give that to you. Like one thing I will say about both games, before we get into versus, is that both games were fun to play. Absolutely fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
Even and even if you, and especially if you have previous versus knowledge, you can go into Rising with you know, there's definitely a few more mechanics you have that you have to take into account for, but you can essentially go in swinging.
And there is a continuity between the characters, the locales and stuff across like all the games, right? So it definitely is within the same universe. I will say story wise, and I said this to Justin a few times while we were there, with the very limited knowledge that I have about Final Fantasy 16, there are like a lot of similarities between the stories. And take from that what you will. Justin's like, well, Grand Blue was first, but there are similarities, and you know, once you get to experience the story, I think you'll be able to draw those parallels as well.
Hmm.
But not to take away from it at all. I'm not taking away from it, but there are
How your characters are
definitely some
dominant.
parallels there.
Cam saw
Or
Dragon and
how
was like, Final Fantasy 16.
well they
Mommy!
well, this game has is it icons in this game, or is that in Final Fantasy?
That's Final Fantasy.
That's Final Fantasy.
If they have icons, this game has. Do you remember the name of them? Fuck.
Um, crap, you put me
Ah,
on the spot. It's not
damn
icons.
it.
It's primals.
Yes, primals. And I
It's
think
primals.
even wasn't one of them called like Bahamut or something?
Yeah,
That's the
Bahamut.
main
Yeah,
dragon is Bahamut.
that's the
Yeah.
main. Yeah.
So I'm like,
But I mean, there's
But
so
there's
many
so many
Bahamut
Bahamuts.
dragons.
It's-
Like, there's so many Bahamut dragons, man.
Exactly.
not to,
Bahamut
again, not to
is
take away
big
from
King
it.
Daddy Dragon, okay? Not
Yeah,
just in
everyone
Final
knows
Fantasy.
this. Everyone knows this. Bahamut is everywhere.
Rage of Bahamut is the
But,
anime from the same universe as Grand Blue. Really?
Yep.
I
Yep.
oh,
I did
wow,
not
Yep.
know
okay.
that.
Yep.
Shingeki no Bahamut. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I know.
So it's the same nigga.
Nice.
But yeah, really, really cool game. They have the Dull Pass Collector's Edition coming out now that we can talk about that.
You can pre-order
And
it now
we
on Amazon. It's
Already
$179.99.
pre-ordered.
Already pre-ordered.
Yes, sir.
That was like one of the main things we weren't able to talk about because that was going to be like a Gamescom announcement.
Yep.
But that shit is sexy as fuck.
That in the release date.
Mhm.
February 1st. Yay.
Sir.
And then I know we already got the date for Versus. I think that was even before this event.
Yeah,
That's
that
out
was
in
before the event.
November, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Dope,
Yeah.
dope, dope. Nice,
You
nice.
want to talk a little bit about Versus, Justin?
Hell yeah. All right, so versus is kind of wild. So if you take away the fighting aspect of it, they've now given you essentially like another game on top of it. So it was kind of what Cam was bringing up earlier called Grand Brews Legends. And so essentially it's I guess you would say it would be akin to Fall Guys.
Yeah, it's like a party game.
Yeah, it's so you know, it's kind of like how in Fall Guys you kind of have to be the first one to get to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's essentially what this is. And there's like different obstacles and different courses that they have. You know, that's essentially if you want to take a break from, you know, all the fighting. And another cool aspect that they've brought to Rising is they have something called partners. Now, Partners is kind of interesting because would be essentially like the first time I've seen this fighting game wise. And so, depending on how you're doing in battle, the partners will either reassure you or give you kind of like a a good job, like a especially if you're putting in like a lot of work, you know, they'll give you kind of like a whatever equates to either whether you're losing a lot or winning a lot.
Didn't
Interesting.
they say they would also like remind you to like take a break or go get a
Yeah,
drink of water
yeah,
or something like that?
yeah. So they're essentially like your companion, your
I
fighting
see.
companion. So like
I,
post victory, one of the things they say is practice makes perfect. I can tell
Mhm.
you've really been practicing, and then if you were to lose, they would say something like, "Do not lose heart. The wise honor valor, not victories." So it's something that kind of like because and to be fair, even Seth had mentioned it before, and I've mentioned it as well. There are times where you're playing a fighting game that you may be good or not good at, but losing is
You
not
know
fun.
what that's like.
Shut up. Yeah, I do. I have, dude, I have teetered into what master rank looks like, and I kind of don't want it. Like, I kind of don't want it. They different up there. Um, but yeah, I mean, losing is not fun, and when you're trying to play a fighting game, you want to have fun. And so what these is this does it kind of gives you, I guess, however much
Positive
faith you put
reinforcement.
into it, yeah, it kind of gives you a bit of positive reinforcement whether you're winning or losing. So it's definitely a fun aspect that they've introduced into the game.
Nice. Dope.
They one thing also is that they are releasing a free version of the game,
That's
so
right.
everybody can play. I can't remember how many characters specifically it
Four
includes, but
4.
characters, one part of the story, online matches and lobby access, and some features limited.
and also access to Grand Bruise Legends,
Yep, and access to Grumpers Legend,
which
yeah.
is pretty
and
dope.
and online play. Like you can still play online. I mean, you only have 4 characters, but
With
essentially, if you only use one of those 4 characters, you're golden. You ain't
yep.
got to buy the game.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, like they're really trying to expand their audience on this game, and I love it.
Also, their hub world, I guess you would call it, sort of like the battle arena in Street Fighter, or like that little area that you run around in Dragon Ball Fighters, is kind of fucking expansive. Like
Oh yeah,
it's like its own world. And
which
didn't they
is
say you can like add to it, and
yeah,
like you
There's a
can
lot of
open up,
little mini
unlock different
games.
parts of it and stuff?
yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of mini games.
Bombshell Barrage,
Bombshell
Rising
Barrage,
Royale,
Gold Brick
Gold Brick
Hoarder.
Order. Yeah, there's a
Hmm.
lot.
Yeah, and they're only going to increase over time because they're still adding more stuff to it over time. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, so I mean, overall, in terms of just the fighting portion of it, there's a few new mechanics that they've added in that I haven't been very familiar with, but I was able to get a bit of practice in with the boys. Um, and it was like I said, it's not too different from the original game. There's definitely a few more routes that you can add thanks to the new mechanics, but overall, you know, the routes are pretty much the same. It's still an overall good game. Simplistic in nature, but can you can increase the difficulty if you decide to not use the simple input system.
and it just looks cool. Like all these fucking anime fighters, they just look hella cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's pretty, and like the attacks look cool, and the fucking animations, the character animations look really cool, and each of the characters is super fucking diverse, and
Hmm.
like different looking and different moving, and it's just cool. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was doing a lot of matching, but I had fun.
I forget out of you and Deontay who won.
Cameron.
Oh no way!
No, it's because he cleared the damage check, and my demo ended first, and I didn't get the second part of the boss.
Oh no, I meant
No,
the
we're talking
no.
about
We're
the other
on.
In
game.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
versus.
talking about versus.
versus?
Yeah,
Oh,
didn't you two fight?
I
I
think
don't
we
remember
all fought
that.
each other a few times.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
because
I
we
wasn't. I
remember we.
wasn't. No disrespect to you, Cameron, but when there's a fighting game situation and it's us standing there, I'm not worried about fucking Cameron, bro. Like my focus was you, so I probably did beat Cameron.
I
I
think
don't care.
we were we were on that game for a while before we transitioned over, so we played a few
Yeah.
matches, and I definitely took matches from both of you. So
Uh,
maybe
uh,
you took
maybe
you
you
not
took
took oh
maybe
rounds.
oh
no
you took
matches.
sir, you took rounds from me.
I took a match from someone. I know I
It
did a
wasn't
whole
it wasn't
match because
me. I
He
didn't
said,
lose
I sure know it wasn't
I
me.
didn't lose the entire time I was playing. You stop that right now.
the one in the bandana, I think.
The one
You
in the
think throw it out there?
bandana.
I highly doubt it, but do we still have the first Grand Blue Fantasy? We could throw it on.
Oh, I'm not.
I got it, baby.
I
I
got it
just
too.
said
it was
I just saw it
free.
in my
I said
library.
I was mashing. Okay,
You
I,
can mash at home, nigga.
it was a
You
lucky
ain't
win
gotta
or
be in
real
front of
win.
developers to mash. Come
I'll
on.
take it. I'll take it.
I'm
A
trying
win
to
is a
see.
win.
You're not even sure it happened.
Mm-mm-mm. Good
But
shit.
no, overall, the game definitely feels good. Like Cam said, it's pretty as hell. Go play versus.
Nice. Good shit. All right, and so transitioning on to other thing that we can now talk about, Blasphemous 2. Blasphemous 2 is out. Blasphemous 2 is good. I have beaten Blasphemous 2, and it's been hard to not talk about this game. So Cam, how far have you gotten now in the first one?
I'm at the last boss.
Really?
Last stream I got
Oh,
to the
no
last.
way. Nice.
I opened the door
Shit.
that leads to the last boss, and then I stopped playing.
Good shit.
All right, guys. Goodbye. It's been a nice stream. See you later. Bye.
So, as far as Blasphemous 2 goes, I know once you start playing it, Cam, what would you say your biggest complaints are about the first one, just so I can kind of compare and contrast?
Two. I have two.
Mm-hmm.
First one is sort of the not knowing where the fuck I was going in the beginning, like what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I understand like the nature of a Metroidvania, and I know that there's some exploration. I think the difference is with Blasphemous, right?
Continue, please.
The difference is that with Blasphemous, it's a hard game at the end of the day, right? And
Yeah.
so like exploring can sometimes get your ass beat, right? Right? So
Yeah.
like it's not like you're just free to explore. It's like if I'm
There are
trying to
enemies in
figure
this
out
next room that want to hurt me.
Yes, exactly. And so that was a little frustrating at first, but then once I got sort of a lay of the land and I'd been everywhere and saw how every area connects to every area, that went away. So like once sort of I filled out the map and realized like, oh, this area is connected to here. I know how to get back here. I know how to get here. It was fine.
Yeah.
So that went away. And then I think the only other criticism that I have is that sometimes the controls don't always feel as snappy as I would like them to.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm trying to sort of like dodge and then attack right away, like the controls aren't snappy enough that I can do that.
That you can react in a
Um,
way. Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So that I would say is the only other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as far as in so map wise, combat wise, I feel like please check out our interview with the developers of Blasphemous 2 as well. Like they were talking about, damn near every criticism that they did receive from the first game they have fixed. So in regards to movement, between the abilities that you slowly get as the game goes on, or just even the base movement of just jumping your dash that you have as a slide, everything feels snappy and responsive. So for me, a big part of getting through the game, like you mentioned, there's enemies in each room that you go to. And a lot of the times when you're just trying to get from point A to point B, you're not trying to go through that risk of fighting an enemy and with the chance of dying for you to go and run back from whatever your last save point was. And because of how smooth the game feels, there's a lot of rooms that I'll just run into and just completely just jump over and dash past enemies because I can, because it feels
Right.
smooth enough that you can do it. Um,
Right.
in the sense of a Metroidvania, the fact that compared to the first game, with you only having one weapon, now that you have three, they utilize the environment with the weapons that you get. So with one weapon, you're able to dash through mirrors. Another weapon, you're able to from if you're pretty high up, you can slam down and break different floors or walls that are blocking your way. With the hammer, you can hit bells to create different platforms or open doors, and you have to be quick about get either going to the door that opens up. If you don't get there by time, like the ring of the bell ends, you now have to go back over and try to platform back to where you need to be. Same
Right.
thing with the platforms; they're only there for a limited time, and sometimes you have to use the weapons in conjunction with one another. So, like, there's some puzzles that you have to hit the bell, jump on the platforms, hit these mirrors to teleport from mirror to mirror, and then you have to, from that height, slam down to open up whatever barrier you had. So you might have to use
Oh
all three
damn.
weapons in conjunction with one another, and so you have
And
to
how smooth is that?
vary because
Yeah.
with
Okay.
just the
Dope.
single button switching of the weapons, you you finish one, swap over to the next weapon, so you're already ready to go for that next obstacle you have, and then you can also swap the order of the weapons. So it's like, even though it's just a single press of the button, like if you want the sword to be the second one in your rotation instead of the hammer, you can swap up the orders of those two.
Dope.
Um,
I
each of the
forget. Is this game experience based?
It is kind of. So it's more of it's based off of skill trees for each of the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So as you play, you get martyrdom points, which those you use to either upgrade the skill trees for each of the weapons, and they all have their own skill trees, and then they have different up to level 3 for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, when you first get the weapon, because you start off with one, you get to pick whichever of the three weapons you want to start with, and then as you play the game and progress, you'll find the other two.
Oh, that's dope.
So sometimes you'll see stuff around the map all over that at first essentially you don't know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, a big part of it was just honestly just attacking shit with different weapons just to see, because there were times when I'm like, I have no idea what to do, because the game doesn't essentially tell you what the weapon abilities are. It's just
Right.
you just do it and find out. Because there was a certain point where I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of stuck. I clearly know one of these. I have all three weapons, and there's certain walls that I'm like, how the fuck do I get past it? And I just couldn't figure it out. And so I would just continuously explore the castle, like kind of what Cam was saying. There still isn't as much direction, but it gives you waypoints on like where the specific bosses that you're going after are. It gives you the general area, and it's just up to you to get to that area.
Right. Okay.
Um, and so as you,
About
yeah,
sorry, I was gonna say, what about like other points of interest? Because one thing I realized, like on the map on the first one, it doesn't necessarily give you like points of interest. You have to place
you
markers
still
if
do.
there's something there.
You
Oh, you
still
have to do
do.
that. Okay.
There are specific areas for, I'll say, like the upgrade vendors that you'll
Mm,
find. So
mhm,
like Justin, you were asking if it was experience based. So for your health, you have to find certain items to take to that NPC I had shown
Mm-hmm.
you guys that was terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, to
Oh,
upgrade for that.
oh, the one,
That's how you upgrade
dog.
your health.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
terrifying.
So that you had to find items for your health, items for your fervor meter, so your magic. And you those NPCs are specifically marked. So like in the Blessed City and everything, that's where the majority of your first set of NPCs are, and then as you play through, you'll find another set. But then there's NPCs that are not specifically marked, that you
Mm-hmm.
yourself would have to place a marker so that you know where they are. So like for
Yeah.
that other NPC I showed you, Justin, with the fucking baby, um,
Oh,
that I remembered what item he was specifically asking for,
uh,
um, but I didn't remember exactly where he was. I was like, okay, you're in this general vicinity, and so once I found him again, I was like, okay, let me place this marker, so at least now I know this is where
where he's
he
at.
is. And there's
Right.
other
Okay.
NPCs in my playthrough that I'm like, I know I've met, but I have no idea where they are because I didn't take
So
that time to mark them.
so do the markers last the
Un-
entire time,
until you
or
clear it
until you
yourself.
undo them?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And there's like different kinds of markers and stuff as well that you can put down. But
Oh, that's
I,
nice.
I don't know if I like it though. I think I would still rather that they at least marked out those main
Personally, I
NPCs
would too.
after you, even after you found them. Like you don't have to show me it like in the beginning, but once I found them, can you
Right.
just like
Yeah.
have
Mark
it
them.
mark
Yeah.
it there? You know,
Because that's how it is
because
for the ones that you do find that they mark. Like, you still have to find them first. But then after that, it's
right,
like, okay, you see, this is the general vicinity for these markers. This is where this special vendor is.
right.
But not all of them are marked.
Because
So it
like
still is
there's the
just.
guy in the first one where you have to give him the body parts or the bones and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that marked. The second time I found that place, it was by pure luck.
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm here again. Well, let me deposit some bones." And then there's
Yes.
this other like baby thing. I think it's like a guy with like a baby growing out his chest or something like that. And he upgrades your health files, but same thing. It's not
Okay.
marked.
Yeah. For the important upgrades, they do mark those for you. So that's the good thing.
Mm, okay.
Um, and then as you play and get your martyrdom points up, like that's what you, like I said, that's what you use to upgrade your skill trees for your weapons. And that's also, there's a sculptor at the beginning of the game that you can go to, um, and he's able to upgrade these. I'm trying to think of the wait, like he creates little statues for you, and those can augment your skills. So like one might up your critical rate, one might give you extra health. One special one you get towards the end of the game, you get that will turn your air dash into a teleport. And then
Ooh.
you can combine. There's you can create sets, and you can upgrade up to having 4 sets of these statues. And you use those martyrdom points that you rack up over time. And the more you unlock, the more, of course, they get more expensive. So it kind of takes you a little bit longer to grind those. And so it
Mm,
becomes a matter of, do I want to use these on my altar pieces, or do I want to use these to upgrade my weapons? And then you do get kind of other items, I can't remember what they're called, that are like souls and Dark Souls that you go and buy items and stuff like that for.
okay.
And like,
Is there do you notice as uh evident like cohesive story going on like from when you start up to the end, or is it because I know right now there's stuff like lore and stuff in the items in the first one that you can sort of pick up, but I know that they give you sort of like a base idea of,
it's
okay,
the
this is
same
what
thing
my
in two.
character's doing.
Same thing in two.
Okay.
So the base is like, um, this temple has risen up by the miracle, by the will of the miracle, and for it to descend back down, because there's the heart of the ruler, or whatever they're called, like that's just floating above it. And there are specific bosses that you're supposed to go after to lower the citadel down, so that you can now explore it and reach the highest heights. Blah blah blah.
Very
It
similar to the first one.
But even after you defeat those initial 3, then there's other things that you have to collect that will unlock what you need to get to the final area.
Right.
So there is a story, like there's NPCs explaining a good amount of the story to you, but I am not, I will say, enough of the lore whore for games like this where it is more cryptic. I would leave that to a nice, awesome video essay later down the line to explain all of this in a cohesive fashion. Um, but it still just kind of emphasizes that the miracle works in mysterious ways, and it could help you and or screw you over with this terrible, terrible penance that you're just living out until you die. It's very interesting, but
I ain't seen that goddamn miracle help no one, not in my
nobody,
game.
not a one, not a one, dog. But overall, just as a Metroidvania, I think they did do a good job of the same thing, like you mentioned, linking everything together. The more you explore, the more you understand what your weapon abilities are. Um, helps you just kind of go through the map quickly at the end of the day, because as vast of the map is, like I got it 96%. Once you get those fast travels, that makes life better. Once you get different abilities and figure out good ways to navigate, it feels smooth. The action is the combat. I think my one complaint about the combat is the parry per se. Not the parry itself, it's the info frames that they give you. Like, there's a lot of times when I parry an enemy and I attack them, but they're still too close to me, so I take damage after I hit them. So I'm just like, I shouldn't be taking damage from this. But that's kind of my only complaint in regards to combat wise. I will say the game was pretty easy though. Compared to the first, like final boss, I beat in my first go. There were several bosses that maybe only took me 2 to 3 times, except
Maybe
for
you're just that good, dog.
I maybe, but honestly, it just felt like they had certain, like it was the rule of 3 pattern, where it's like they do this attack, then they do this attack, then they do this attack, and then repeat. And so it's like, okay, if that's all their attack patterns are, it's not that hard to pick up on.
To read.
There are a couple where oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I will say that that's kind of, I think I talked about it last week as well, is that like even in the first one, the hard part is not necessarily the bosses. Like
It's getting to the bosses. It's the enemies in between. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the boss. That's not even to say like all the bosses are like
Cakewalks.
they're easy or nothing. Yeah, it's not a cakewalk, but in comparison to the shit that I had to do to get here.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Because there's also like I'll say challenge rooms for you to get either different altar pieces. You might get the items that you need to upgrade your health or stuff like that. You pick up an item and then 2 doors close behind you, and then it just spawns enemies in. Those be hard.
I'm about to say that's frightening.
Yeah, because it's like it'll be like smaller floating enemies that'll pop in one by one, and then you'll have 2 enemies like on both sides of you. So it's just a matter of dodging, parrying, using your miracles that you get and everything like that. Which are, some of them are fucking OP. Like there's one that I got that it's pretty much a stand. It takes hella fervor. You need hella fervor.
Is that the one you showed me?
Bro, the one it follows you around. It attacks are hella strong. It doesn't last too long, but you don't need an item to refill your fervor bar. You just need to continuously attack, and it'll raise it up. So if I'm going to summon this stand that takes out all that, cool. Now I'm attacking the boss alongside this thing, so we're both doing damage. I'm getting enough so when it disappears, I could just summon him again. You have the right combination of stuff. You can melt down enemies. Yeah. So it's a good game.
In the first one, I feel like you're talking about parrying, right? Do you feel and I don't know if it's the same with the second one, but the parry timing is kind of weird, dog. Like it's almost like too. Let me think about this. It's almost like too long. Like it wants you to parry too far ahead of time, rather than being like a split second before the attack. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like you have to hit the parry like further back before the enemy attacks instead of closer to the enemy attack.
I think they fixed the parry timing in this one.
Okay. Okay.
Because also,
so do you parry by weapon? Is that why?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But also because 2 of the weapons, so the like sword that you get, the Ruga, that one is more of that one's I feel the more free of the parry windows, because there is a normal parry that will just hit back, but then there's also a perfect parry, which like when it flashes red after you hit the parry, that gives an upgraded attack as well. And then with the dual sabers, you get that parry window is very tight, where like one, how can I describe it? When you hit the regular parry on it, it has to be a more tight window, but one will push you back instead of doing a parry that you counter to. And if you hit the perfect parry, then you kind of do like a quick slash across them. So that one is a more tight window, but I feel more reward compared to the other one where you have to be a little bit more direct to it. But it's more forgiving. It's a weird parry timing. Like the way I'm describing it is weird, but it's one of those things that you can tell there's a big difference between trying to perform those parries with these two weapons, to the point where with the dual blades, the dual sabers, let me not do that, because there's more of a chance of me getting hurt compared to if I just use the sword with that counter.
Right.
But
So,
then two, go ahead.
Would you compare the parry to like 16th parry, where like you had to like essentially swing the weapon at the same time that the other opponent was
I
swinging
think that's
their weapon,
different
so, like, it
because
was
you're
fun.
attacking, because you're
Right.
it's more of a counter, not a parry per se.
'Cause this is
Oh
block.
well, no, that is more of a parry compared. Like these are counter blocks.
Oh, they're counter. Oh, so you're blocking.
So you have to block
blocking,
and then
yeah.
attack.
Oh,
Then
okay.
it attacks.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
The Final Fantasy one, I don't think that kind of parry would work in a game like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, but also with the upgrade trees, you can tighten those windows and give you more free windows.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And it doesn't allow you to just straight up upgrade the weapons to level 3. Like, you find the upgrades too as you're going along. So when you find the weapon, you have one level of upgrade paths that you can do, and then later on in the game you might find the sword again, and that unlocks level 2 of that. And so
That's nice.
yeah. So it doesn't make you all powerful. Like, if you're just grinding, you can just upgrade these weapons to the max right away. It's like, no, as you play this game, you will become stronger because you're exploring and you're finding these upgrades.
Right.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
That's cool.
Yeah. But overall, that Blasphemous 2, good game. I'm still gonna try to work on a more cohesive review for this, but hard. so when it happens, it happens. So, yes. Yeah. Blasphemous 2, gush done.
Shout out them.
Shout out Team 17. Once again, thank you, Scott, for the opportunity for us to try that out. Good game is
And
good. Congratulations on the launch.
the Game Kitchen.
Shout out the Game Kitchen. There's so many things we didn't describe in that, as far as like visuals, the voice acting, the music, and I want to go back through it with the Spanish dub to kind of get those, because there's certain dialogues with bosses that I'm like, ooh, that would sound crazy.
It's cool because they've done such a good job in the English dub that
Absolutely.
it makes me, and with people saying how better the Spanish dub is, I'm like, damn, with the English being this good, and now you're saying that the Spanish is even better than that. That's like wild. So yeah, I definitely want to play through the first one as well in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good game. Dark, weird,
cryptic, but fucking fantastic Metroidvania. Especially when I was on that kick earlier this year, and now getting such a good one in the middle of the year, fucking yay! Needed that.
Yeah, you were going through a few of them things.
I know.
You know what I found out in the first one? I don't know if there's any like hidden secrets like this in the second one, but in the first one, there's a room that you can find somewhere where there's like an arcade machine, and you can play like a what do you call it?
A demake.
Demake. There we go, like a demake, where it's like an 8-bit Blasphemous style.
Oh, that's dope.
Machine.
There wasn't like an arcade cabinet, but there was a room that had portraits of different indie games. So like you see main characters from a good amount of them. The standout one, and it was like a little bigger photo, but it was a portrait of the main character from Dead Cells. I was just like, oh, look at this nice little homage room. This is neat.
Prisoner. That's cool. It's cool that games are doing that, because Dead Cells also had something that like paid homage, a few things actually that paid homage to like other indie games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
cool.
It was nice to see.
Look at them all sticking together,
right?
And shit.
Out here, success stories. All right, and so let's go ahead and run through some of these Gamescom announcements. Just highlight some of the big things. So for opening night live, brought to you by Jeff Keighley. Also, fuck that guy that went up on stage at the beginning.
Yo, and supposedly he's done this before.
Really?
These cats are
That
not
Yeah,
cool, bro.
not at Gamescom, but he did it at like it was during some kind of news, some sports news, I think in Germany.
What's people's obsession with fucking Bill Clinton, bro?
I don't know.
Where is
Well,
that coming
well,
from?
I thought he said he wanted to play GTA 6. I thought that was
Yes,
the
but still, why
Yeah,
Bill
but
Clinton?
then the other kid brought up Bill Clinton. Remember the kid from Game Awards? He said
yeah.
Bill Clinton too. So I'm like just wondering, like, why Bill Clinton? Why is that the name that these fools keep bringing up?
I
Also,
don't
keep y'all
know.
stupid asses on off stage. You're making things hard for the rest of us.
For real.
Just like nobody can come. Only if you get this invite. God damn it, you can't go. Shit.
Seriously, that's how it's gonna turn out. Which
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
really
I mean,
sad.
because this is the second time this shit's happened.
It's annoying. Don't like it. But as far as announcements goes, a pretty good amount of new things got dropped. Zack Snyder showed up on stage to show off a trailer for his new 2-part movie coming to Netflix, which is interesting how this is the way he has to market his movie because we know nobody's getting any marketing for any movie right now.
Right.
Is this the sci-fi movie that he's putting
Yeah,
out?
Rebel Moon,
Mhm.
which has a tie-in game coming out with it too. So interesting.
Tie-in games never do fucking well.
Never. Like the fact that when he was talking about the game, I was like, "Oh, you're using buzzwords, Mr. Man." I don't know about all this. But as far as some announcements, there was a Starfield gameplay deep dive because Todd Howard went up on stage to talk about it. Game's coming out soon, coming to Game Pass. We know y'all who's going to play it's going to play it. See how that goes. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay trailer showed off. More stuff for Alan Wake 2. A lot of just kind of updates on games. They showed off a trailer for Diablo 4 Season 2.
Yes,
Season of
sir.
Blood as Vampire Hunter companion.
I gotta get
Interesting.
back on
A new MK1 reveal trailer showing off Sindel and General Shao. Not Shao Kahn, since, you know,
He not there
he
yet.
not on charge yet.
You're not a con.
As well as Motaro and Shujinko as cameo characters. Tekken 8. We're gonna take a second on this one. Tekken 8 got its release date announced officially for January 26th.
Oh, dude.
Shut up. Shut up. But alongside that, with the date, we got a glimpse of a new single player mode, the arcade quest, I believe. They showed off stuff with customizations. The roster is going to launch with 32 characters, and in this trailer, they showed off gameplay for Leo, Steve, Kuma, Yoshimitsu, Shaheen, and Dragunov, with 6 more characters that we still have yet to see officially. Fucking let's go. I'm so excited.
Right? Mortal Kombat looks crazy. I'm probably not gonna buy it when it drops, but
Tekken looks crazy, and Mortal Kombat does look.
sorry.
Yes, Mortal Kombat does look crazy though. It like Mortal Kombat Complete Edition is definitely about to go crazy once that comes out because
Jesus Christ.
That's
That
good.
roster is gonna be nuts.
With the K.
with the K exactly.
With the K.
But Tekken 8 looks so good. I need it. I need it in my bones. Leo is definitely one of the best design characters in this game, hands down. Yoshimitsu looks sick as fuck. Dragunov just looks like he's been through shit.
I actually didn't watch this this latest Tekken trailer. I missed it, so I don't know what this new iteration of Yoshimitsu looks like.
Oh, he looks cool.
Yeah, he looks cool as shit.
Blue armor. Mechanized space ninja. Yeah, on the Bandai Namco website, they have a breakdown for all the characters. You see Kuman, I guess he's wearing Heihachi's old gi and his belt as a headband.
Yep.
But yeah, January 26th. Excited.
What is this new mode that they're releasing with the little chibi people?
It's a solo single player mode. So kind of like in the veins of arcade mode, but kind of making it custom. You can make your own little chibi characters to explore and everything like that. There was a IGN interview with Harada and Mike Murray that also was going over stuff involving, like, they're bringing the ghost characters back for ghost battles. They talked a little bit more about how chip damage is going to work in the game too. And before the podcast, as I was watching it, I was saying it looks like just the Bloodborne rally mechanic in a sense. So with how their overall feel for the game is be aggressive in the game, I could see that rally mechanic working out. So you still have enough. You have a recoverable health bar that you can get back now if you're blocking. So for Tekken, it's new and it's definitely going to feel different playing from now on. But I think just that, be aggressive, fight back. We'll see how it works out in competitive play.
Fight back, yeah, fight back.
Fight back, fight back.
Be aggressive.
Yeah.
For real.
Let's see. We got to see a little bit more from Assassin's Creed Mirage. And also they had done a full Arabic voiceover you can play the game in. So if you don't want to play in English and play Arabic, hey, it's there. It's again out October 5th. Cyberpunk 2077 2.0 is coming to the base game alongside Phantom Liberty. So a bunch of new features. The DLC is coming out September 26th, $30. Justin, are you going to be picking this up?
Probably not.
Probably no.
Yeah, probably not.
Done with
I'm
it, huh?
confused. So the 2.0 part, this is like an addition to the base game?
Yeah, so
Or
it says
update to the base game?
CD Projekt Red didn't just release new gameplay trailer for Phantom Liberty, but it also confirmed that all players, no matter if they purchase Phantom Liberty DLC, will get access to the version 2.0 updates that brings with it a bevy of improvements. So pretty much all the overhauls that they're doing for the DLC, they're just the base stuff that they're adding. They're putting it as part of the game. So you don't have to buy this DLC to get all these quality of life improvements that they've done.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not, but I don't know. If it strikes me, I might. Maybe if it goes down in price.
Let's see. As for the trailer, it gives us another look at Phantom Liberty before its release on September 26th, and a ton of exciting things, including a new district, dozens of new story quests and gigs, vehicle combat and mounted weaponry, revamped police system, combat AI overhaul, endless dynamic events and missions. I don't like that word, endless.
Yeah.
Redesigned cyberware and perks, all new relic skill tree and abilities, increased level cap, and 100 plus new items being weapons, cyberware, and fashion.
Oh wow.
Did you see that
Alright.
one? Like, I don't know if it was a leak or someone pulled it from the trailer, but it showed a picture of Homeboy. It was like a computer screen in the game.
It showed David like in the skill tree
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, so they're
Oh, no
throwing in
way.
references to free runners.
Well, there was actually a reference in there before. I don't know if it was. I forget if it was a new.
I think they put his jacket
so
in the
new
game.
quest.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, his jacket's in there, but there's actually like you can talk to somebody where they actually reference like what happened.
David.
Yeah, they actually reference what happened.
That's dope. Let's see. Sonic Superstars got his release date of October 17th, so I feel like we knew this for a while, but I guess it might have just been a leak. So we got a trailer for Sonic Frontiers Final Horizon updates coming this year. That's adding new story, new playable characters, and new challenges. So they'll let you play as Knuckles, Tails, and Amy in this one.
We're assuming they haven't all the way confirmed who's playable.
They
But
haven't.
It's pretty much, it's pretty much gonna be them. I'm gonna guess that God, I'm forgetting her name, but the little digital girl might be playable as well.
Interesting.
Sage, that's her name. I'm sorry.
Let's bring it.
And also in it, the jokes are in. Apparently, it looks like Sonic finally went Supersonic 2.
Oh,
Yeah, I seen people saying Sonic's getting a new mode.
He went Super Saiyan.
he got extra spiky.
It appears to me that maybe this digital energy is gonna mix with his own superpower.
I could see
Who
it.
knows?
Let's see. Little Nightmares 3 was announced with the trailer with showing co-op in this one. I need it.
I need to play those first two games.
They're so good, and with this one being co-op, you're playing with me, nigga.
Yeah,
I don't know how it's gonna work.
in particular. That's why I need to fucking play the first two, ready for this
It
third
Takes Two, the horror version.
Right. Scary wiggly version. Ugh. And then on top of that, there's one more surprise as the team announced that there will be a new podcast series called The Sounds of Nightmare, which is available later today and tells a whole new story in the game's universe. I need to listen to that.
That's cool.
Give me them details.
This is from the devs of Little Nightmares that are putting this out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Insight. They showed off a new trailer for Black Myth Wukong, which, as we talked about last week, looks dope.
It's a game. It's a real
It's
game.
real. It's a real boy. It's a real monkey boy.
It's not real until it's in my system.
Absolutely. Let's see.
About to eat it?
Eat it. Nom nom.
Marvel Snap is now available on Steam. Go crazy. This was where they officially announced Grand Blue Fantasy Relink's release date of February 1st. Once again, shout out, thank you team at Side Games and Scott at 1PR. Appreciate y'all. Let me see. Saw some Crimson Desert gameplay, which still looks good. And anything else specific that you guys were interested in from Opening Night Live? I didn't get a chance to watch the whole of it. I got to see the majority. Lords of the Fallen is looking really good, and I'm getting into it more and more the more I see.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Is that the D&D type game? Or no?
No, that one the Souls-like game. So it's already had 2 games, but now they're rebooting and just going with this new one, and it looks amazing.
Okay. I don't know if I saw that. I might have missed it.
Yeah, but a lot of these was just a lot of new updated trailers for stuff. Killing Floor 3 did get announced as well. Yeah.
Has anyone been into the Killing Floor series?
I want to say I tried one time, but I couldn't tell you what I did.
Killing Floor 2 is given away for free as one of the PS Plus games, and I played it quite a bit then. It was just killing.
Cool.
Another thing, so a little game that I played on Indie Watch a while back, Sky Children of the Light, is getting a TV show.
Really?
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that company, that game company CEO and creative director, Genova Chen, stopped by the Gamescom studio at IGN to talk about Children of the Light. It's animated series spin-off. Yeah. So it's a spin-off from the game.
Bet.
Which is cool because out of every game that they've put out, I wouldn't think that Sky would be the one that got the show, but hey.
So, did Sky have a story per se, or was it like all other that game company games and you just kind of did things?
Yeah, it had no story.
Cool. All
Just
good.
did things.
Make it Journey.
Yeah,
I would love Journey.
I feel like it had less of a story than something like Journey.
Okay.
I know that Journey didn't have a story either, but I feel like
It
Sky
had a
even
goal.
less
You
of-
realized what your goal was, and it was go
Right.
there.
right.
I feel that.
But the show looks kind of fucking dope. Not gonna front. There's a short trailer of it out. It's called The Two Embers.
Nice. Bit. Oh, good. Check that out. Alright, and then lastly, Armored Core 6 is out. So Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I've only put in so much time into it. But right before, I did beat the Chapter 2 boss. Juwan, me and you did the same thing, bro. We had to do the same thing to take that stupid thing out. But overall, this is the Armored Core game. I for sure won it 10 years ago from Armored Core 5. You can see how FromSoft's DNA that has changed within this past 10 years since the last Armored Core has gone into this, where it still very much feels like Armored Core, but as far as difficulty-wise, I've been saying this the past couple days that I feel like Armored Core and Dark Souls are the opposite in how they play. Whereas like you still need to recognize patterns and all that. Dark Souls is slow, methodical, like you have to pay attention to these slow winding attacks. While Armored Core is you better get the fuck out of the way because everything's coming at you all at once. And if you don't move fast, you're going to die. So with all of this, like I think it was Skill Up specifically, there was a preview from it and saying how it was like boring, bland, slow, and all that. I'm like, I couldn't disagree more. Because if you're not fast, if you're not speedy, you're going to die. You can't stay in the same place. The tutorial boss by itself is like it is kind of a skill check for people right from the start. There's no, you know how in a Dark Souls game, like if you lose, you know, carry on. You were supposed to die here. This, you run into this helicopter. You're like, no, if you don't beat it, you're not playing this game yet. You need to get past this.
Oh, it's a wall essentially.
Absolutely. And the chapter 1 final boss, that is already like, that's the skill check of the game. Because I describe it as a near fight where you know how there's like just bubbles and orbs everywhere in near, and you have to dodge and use your skills to get out of the way. You don't have any of those skills. You just have to get the fuck out of the way because there's hella missiles coming at you from everywhere. Move.
So, question: if you were trying to say get me to play Armored Core, someone who's not really into mechs, but someone who has played and at this point enjoys Souls likes, like what would be and obviously you know me, so maybe this probably isn't the best example. But what essentially would you say to someone like me? Who was thinking about getting the game but wasn't sold on it?
It's going to live and die on how you feel about customization. Because as far as compared to something like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, all that, it's not so much an open world. It's mission structured. So when you jump in after you get past the tutorial, there's a couple different tutorial missions you can go through that's going to teach you about just basics about the games and how to optimally do stuff. And as you unlock missions, you'll get a couple more tutorials that now show you here's how a lighter AC pilots. So not as bulky, a little bit more slimmed down, different types of legs, and how quickly you see you just boost around, dash around. Or here's the tank treads where you are slow, you don't have boosters, but you can drift as you can drift. You don't take recoil from larger weapons that you would, like a bazooka or a Gatling gun. With regular legs, you'll probably not be able to move as easily as this. You can just drift around and shoot. It's pretty much gun tank. Gun tank don't give a fuck. It's a meme. But for you specifically, I would say it would be about the customization and how you feel about the bosses, because the mission structure of it is, all right, Raven, go in, take out these couple of enemies, mission done. Nothing crazy. Oh, here's a named AC. A little bit harder, you gotta dash around a bit more, because now they can kind of do the same thing as you. Not too hard. Once you hit the bosses, that's when it'll really, like, I want you to come over and try it. I think it's one of those things. It's one of those, like, honestly, if you're not sold on it, it is one of those games that you do kind of have to pick up yourself, because watching videos on it doesn't showcase how fast you're actually moving in the game. Like, even when I played, like, beside from the stream not catching up, really doing well when I was putting on Discord, like, you have to feel how fast these mechs are, how the boost is, how as you're boosting, just a little left to right movement, and you see the little thrusters like on the side moving with you, like little details like that make you feel like you're in a fast moving mech and it's not slow and tanky, because that's the exact opposite of how these feel. Like, you are slower in a game like Elden Ring than you are to this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's very much once you get your hands on it, you'll kind of decide, and that's a bad sell, because I wish there was something like a demo or something like this.
It was like get your hands on it.
Exactly, get your hands on it, but that's not going to be the case for everybody. So best way to describe it, even with the limited parts that you get at the start of the game, this is Gunpla the game, where it's just
Okay.
like, here's how I want to customize my mech. Here's like there's stats everywhere on all these pieces, but as intimidating it as it might look at first, once you kind of get the bearings of, okay, this affects this affects this. I need to have a bigger generator so I have more ammo for this gun, or this
Right.
gun does better against these type of shields that enemies have. It's not very much. It's very much a, once you have the pieces, use those pieces,
Right.
and you
Where'd
can
you
make.
get the pieces from?
There's a shop that you can get. So as you play, you unlock more parts, more weapons. So that's from arms to chest to heads, legs, weapons, shoulder rocket launchers. You can, as you play through it and you unlock the arena, you'll also start getting items to get more specific augments that you can equip. So, like, one thing you can unlock is changing like your shoulder weapons and your weapons that you use for your hands. You can, instead of having just a rocket launcher here, you could put another gun here that you can cycle out and use that instead of having another rocket launcher there. So literally, like, throughout the game, sorry audio listeners, like, you will consistently be doing this shit, bro. Like, consistently, because you're trying to
Yeah.
fire off everything you got to do what you need to.
Is it basically the shoots though? Essentially, like, is it all the
Yes,
shoots?
yes and no, because the melee weapons that they do give you, there's plasma swords, there's like a stake driver that you can get that you have to be close and personal, and but that's also more dangerous because now you're closer to danger. But when you hit something with that, they take damage. So like with that boss that I was on, I have my guns. That's not effective for me right now. I need to be up in your ass, and I need to be hitting you with these melee weapons. So
Right.
I'm hoping and praying somewhere down the line there's something katana like. But also just as a FromSoft weapon, there's a Moonlight Greatsword in this game too.
What, no way?
So that's just like the FromSoft thing now. There's
For
that in
real.
the game, so I'm like, I want that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, because even the arena fights, dog, it depends on how your mech is. Like, there's been some of these fights that's only lasted 49 seconds for me. Like, under a minute, the fight's done.
Damn.
So,
Have you done any PvP yet?
not
Against
yet. I
anyone or
honestly think I
anybody?
just unlocked the mode. Like, after
Oh,
chapter
okay.
2. It doesn't, I guarantee that's a great thing that they didn't give you multiplayer right away. Because there are some of the arena mechs that you go up against that, like, one of them fast as fuck. Like, I had to switch out my build because I was like, I can't keep up with this thing. And I think that's also the good thing about the customization in the game, because when you, like, say you're fighting a boss and you die and you realize the build that I've made is not working, you can still hit the assembly menu and you can swap around parts as you need to. As long as you own the pieces already, you can completely swap out your mech if you want to.
Like, just pause it and switch out mid
After you die, you can't do it in
Oh,
mid
after
fight.
you die.
Yeah. So if you
Okay.
die in the middle of a fight and you realize, okay, this isn't working, let me switch some things up, you can.
Got it.
And then you can also save different, pretty much different loadouts. So you can make a bunch of different mechs and just save them. So if you die, one mech didn't work, let me swap to another one.
That's dope.
Like, Jawan's going crazy right now with the customization on it. I think he already
I've
has
seen
like
someone make
4 or
a-
5.
I've seen someone
Of
make like a
course he is.
Kirby mech. Did you guys see the Kirby
I
mech?
saw the Kirby. I've seen Bobobo. I've seen hella Ava 1s.
No way.
Oh yeah, I'll send you one that I saw recently that was pretty fucking
Bet,
good.
bet. That's sick.
It's not like you, as far as the customization too, just as soon as you get stuff, you could just start spray painting it whatever you want. You can make your own logos that you can put on it to make it your
Oh,
own.
that's sick.
Each one you name and everything like that. So it's good, bro. It's definitely, this is a higher tier of a FromSoft game that is making people quit sooner than a Souls game. That's for sure.
No way.
Like,
See, but now that's not fair because now it makes me feel like I want to play it purely just to see and like essentially, like kind of test my
And it
soul's
is like that's the case,
limit,
Give
bro.
yourself a nice little
I
ego
didn't I
rub.
didn't expect it to be
right?
as I did not expect it to be as hard as it was because like I said, the mission structure of the game, it's easy. Okay, this is a little bit harder but manageable. I could like this is fine. This is all fine. Then you get to that chapter end boss and it's like, "Now fuck you. You thought you were good, huh? I hope that you I
Not the
hope
fuck
you
you.
bro. Balteus is a skill check if I ever fucking played one. And after Juwan had beat, I was like, "Bro, what are you doing? How are you how are you getting through it?" And he told me that he was using a specific weapon that I didn't own yet. That fires different kind of rounds, and so like since I didn't buy it, I had to restart the mission. But everything leading up into that boss, cakewalk, wasn't shit. It didn't matter. It was okay for me to restart this mission just to go back to the shop to figure some things out. And then
Yeah.
once I got back to that boss, I used that weapon he told me about and was melting through the shield. And so I was consistently making it to the second phase of the fight now, which was just a that part is hard, but it was different for me because it was taking so long to get to that second phase because I was having that struggle against the barrier that it was producing.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
Jesus.
it incentivizes you thinking on your feet and experimenting. I think that's the biggest thing with this game is that you need to experiment. You sticking to a certain build will not work for every situation. You need to adapt to whatever you're fighting.
So when you die on the boss, do you get put back to the beginning of the chapter, or you just
Restart
from
from
the boss
checkpoint. Yep, you could just restart right there. So that's the good thing about it. Like I said, when you die, you can just restart from checkpoint. You can restart the chapter, or just go to assembly and mess with your AC, and then just jump back
Again, as
into
long
it
as
as
you
you want
have
to.
the parts?
Exactly.
So the only reason why you had to start again because you didn't have that part that you wanted.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh,
it's like as you consistently mess with your assembly, if you realize everything you have just isn't working, maybe I should just restart this mission, check out the shop. I got some money. Let me start. And then you start reading weapon descriptions, and that kind of makes you more aware of the different enemy types you can go up against. If they have shields, how is this melee weapon I'm doing? What is this plasma weapon strong against? Like there's a lot of experimentation at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. So Armored Core, I highly recommend it. I know there's only 5 chapters to the game. It's about 15 hours, honestly. It's not a long game. But from people who have had early copies, they're saying like there's new game pluses and everything like that. And the more you play, the more there's still more. There's consistently more weapons, armor core parts, stuff like that too. So that just tells me, A, even once I'm done, there's more for me to unlock, which is always a good thing from a FromSoft game.
One criticism I heard is about story. Do you feel any way about the story at all?
Yeah, but at the same time, I think I don't come to FromSoft games for story so much.
Right.
And it's very much it's told through just
Elden Ring.
through Elden Ring had more story than damn near every other one, aside from like Bloodborne, maybe. Like there's always lore there, but it's cryptic. In this, it's more just told through voice messages.
People speaking, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but even that, I like am still paying attention to because it's still kind of interesting. Like you're this random dog that's coming here as a mercenary, bouncing between these different corporations, trying to get the resource on the planet Rubicon, the coral. And so it's I find it interesting story wise how you're playing sides, but you're not because you're just a merc you're just going to the next contract.
Yeah, you're for hire.
Yeah, you're for hire. And so as the story's progressing, I'm working for this company to do this thing against this company, and the next mission, this company's hiring me to do something else. And then there's like natives of the planet who like the Liberation Front. I fucked them up and did irreversible damage to what they had going on. But also they're like, you're good. I'm mad you did that. But also we got a job for you. So it's very much like this motherfucker, but it's nothing personal. We all out here just trying to accomplish what we're trying to do.
So if you had to rate combat your combat experience, like fighting in the game, from on a scale of like 1 to 10? Like, where would you place it?
8, 7.58. Because there's still things that I don't like as far as like the targeting. When I say shit moves fast. Especially a boss like Balteus is continuously zipping fucking around. So you have to, you really have to whip your fucking camera around. Like me and Juwan raised up our sensitivity because we needed to. Because it feels like you're in a fast-paced mech fight and you need to pay attention. Because if you're not paying attention as far as even audio cues, like you'll get fucking smacked with a rocket launcher and that does 2,000 to 3,000 damage on you. It fucking hurts. There's all these tiny little missiles going around that you're trying to dash past, but you get hit by that one single rocket, bro, it's a problem.
Jesus.
It's heavy on stagger. That will open you up to all these other missiles that are flying towards you, and then you're dead. Like,
and
then you're dead. And then you explode. Excuse me, you explode.
Oh, right, because you're in a mech.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it's a good
There's
time.
no like, is there health pickups and shit throughout the?
You have 3 Estus Flash. You have repair kits. So
okay.
you get smacked by one of those rockets. Fuck, there's a repair kit. And so same thing like Dark Souls Elden Ring. There's certain times when you start doing a certain way at a point in the fight, and if you're doing too bad, you just might as well just fucking reset. Because you're gonna need all these repair kits, all your health for whatever that second phase of the fight is. Because you know this stuff hurts, but I can get past it. Once I get to that part, this is when I'm gonna need all that. I'm gonna need the resources I have.
See, I feel like you would, for a game like this, you would definitely have to enjoy, like you said, like the customization and then the combat. Like I feel like those are the two core, like the core pillars of this game.
Absolutely.
Shut up. I did not do that on purpose. Yeah.
Very funny, Justin.
But yeah, so I mean, essentially, if you enjoy customization and kind of make shifting your own mech and having it that way, but like I feel like if the combat isn't fun, I feel like that would be a giant demerit to a game like this.
It would,
specifically because I feel like that's the.
But the thing is, I'm enjoying the combat. Like that's for me is what's making this game. I love how it feels gameplay wise. That's what I enjoy. Like,
so are you more of the shoots or the rockets or the boom booms? What are you?
I'm the zip boom. I'm all the above. If it kills my target, that's what I'm about, bro. I want it dead.
How's the haptic feedback and the fucking adaptive triggers on the PS5?
Honestly, I don't even think it uses it.
Oh,
Really?
That's a missed opportunity.
Nah, bro, no. I honestly, I'm very happy because the shit that, like I said, you were consistently doing this shit. Consistently. I don't need any resistance when I'm trying to fire off, dog. None of that.
Sir.
Nah. I'm
Sir.
all this. Yep. Fingers go crazy. Fingers go crazy, bro.
No resistance.
Nah. But yeah, so like when we were in the party the other day, Jawan's over there. He's like, bro, I haven't continued on with the story. I just keep making mechs, dog. Like he's in the customization part. I'm over here playing the story and getting through the training and knocking out the arena missions, all that. So, but as a whole, there's something for you. It's just a matter of you. It's the skill check. Like if you get stuck at that skill check, that's probably going to be the main thing. That is going to be the main thing that turns people off. Is that first fucking chapter boss. The tutorial boss ain't no hoe, but it's kind of like it teaches you, hey, use your environment to dodge shit because missiles will be firing at you. You can take cover. You don't have to always be in front of the boss. You move behind shit because you're going to need it. Use your if you have a melee weapon, use it. It does a lot of damage. You're going to have to be up close and personal, which might be dangerous, but the risk reward is worth it.
So could you, obviously it's probably not the most or the best way to run it, but could you essentially run an entire, do you think you can run
melee build?
all melee build?
Technically, yes and no. Because as far as like the melee weapons, you can only use those on your left arm. As far as what I've unlocked, I don't know if you can unlock them for your right arm augments. But you'd get smoked. I agree. because there's some things that you need to make sure you take out quick, fast, in a hurry, and you have to be far away because there's a lot of enemies that are around too, so you'll use those rockets to target 3 to 4 enemies, knock those things out while you're shooting something else over here.
Wait, so your melee is charged?
It charges.
There's a
Yeah.
cooldown?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So it's like when I tell you it's strong, bro. Like, they have to put it on the cooldown. But that's why, like, for the boss that I was fighting, like, I have the sword that does, like, when you hold it, it does, like, two slashes. Then I swap to a pile driver, and that's just one strong stake.
Bro, you almost had me.
You'll
almost
see.
had me.
Nah. But
So
that's
you're
why
trying to
you
break the game and
almost
play
had
it would
like
break
in
the
a-
game. That would break the game. There's a consistent balance that has to be at play.
Just is like, I don't care if I'm a mech. I want to be ninja.
I'm gonna be ninja.
Yeah, if it didn't have cooldown, it'd be busted for sure. Yep. But Justin, you as a Souls nigga would be into it. It is
You
just
think so?
absolutely. I think you'd fuck with it, but it would be the initial hurdle of getting the customization stuff down and kind of understanding that, and also you getting over the frustration that are the boss fights. Because as me and Juwan are both fighting this same boss, both mad as fuck, and we're like, this is what Justin doesn't hear from us. Justin's
Right.
never in the party when we're going through it. When we're mad as fucking saying this is fucking bullshit. It's
all I
stupid.
hear is this game is amazing.
Exactly,
The
that's all
story's
you hear
amazing."
because we've already gone through our trials and tribulation. You don't hear the initial, this is why this is dumb. This is infuriating. Why the fuck do we stagger it? It just takes the fuck off immediately. It doesn't stay down. It's dumb. Like, you don't hear any of that. But it's very much there, and it's hard. But good game is good.
Okay.
Yes. But with that selling of hard mech game from FromSoft, which is still top tier. It's a good game.
Can I backtrack a little and run through a couple things from Gamescom that I just found that we missed?
Yes, sir.
Song of Nunu. A new League of Legends game coming out.
Another
They're-
one?
they're- Another
Holy
one.
shit.
Is the last one, by the way, that you guys played and really liked? Is that even out yet?
Yeah, it came out within
oh,
the
it
month.
is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mage
okay.
Seekers. Yeah.
Yeah, Mage
Mage
Seekers.
Seekers. So yeah, Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story is coming out. Looks like an action platformer. So that. Also Night Dive are remastering 2 games. So one, Star Wars Dark Forces, and then also Turok 3.
That
Oh,
is
that's
yeah.
right.
Turok 3
And
is wild to me.
And supposedly that remaster looks amazing.
Really.
Of Turok.
Yeah, of Turok 3.
Because
That
they did the first 2 as well.
Mhm.
So they remastered the first 2. I think I have one of them here, but
Yeah, I think I remember Deso putting something in Discord about it. Yeah, the remaster looks amazing.
the picture shows an alien. I thought Turok was about dinosaurs.
It is. And
It
aliens.
is.
Oh, and aliens.
Yes.
Okay.
And aliens.
It starts off with dinosaurs and then aliens. And honestly, aliens were there from the start. You just didn't know.
You just didn't know, yeah.
A new Lord of the Rings game, Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, is coming to
Whatever.
PC and PS5 on October 24th.
Yeah.
RoboCop. RoboCop Rogue is a first-person RoboCop shooter that's coming out. We also got a little. I think we've got information on that before, but this was just like additional information.
Oh, this is that one that got announced a while back. Okay.
There was a few other things that I had here as well. Oh, Fallout is getting a TV show. It's coming to Amazon Prime 2024, so next year.
Okay, they give a range for it now. They announced it a while back that there was going to be one, but so now more. See,
Yeah,
it said
I guess
they're giving
2020.
ranges. Let's be real. We don't know when that shit's coming out. Okay,
Nah.
until Strikes In, everything is tentative and it's a lie.
Tentative and a lie.
Uh-huh.
Could be any time between now and the next 3 years.
Exactly.
Right.
I sat down and watched a long video about a new game called Wayfinder. Have you guys?
I've been hearing
yeah.
about it.
before?
I've been hearing about it, yeah.
Okay, so it's an MMO that they're referring to as like a love letter to World of Warcraft,
Mm-hmm.
a fusion between that and something like Destiny. It looks really cool. It's in Steam Early Access right now. Um, the one thing that I found cool about this is that the way that they're tackling early access. So they are, they have a version of the game on early access, but they are taking feedback from players and implementing feedback during, like, while this game is in early access. So they're taking feedback from the community. They're taking polls about different topics in the game, about what thing people want to see, how people like this, how people like that, and then they're going with majority votes and making like live changes to the game in real time, which I think is like really cool. And so they are ironing out all of the kings before this game will eventually go to free to play. And I can't remember if they put a date on when that's going to happen, but yeah, it looks really cool.
Are
And there
you
was
gonna
like,
play this game, sir?
it's free if it comes to is it coming to
You know what
PS5? I'm not
what
sure.
other game is free?
What game is free?
Go ahead and do
Final
it, Darren. I know
Fantasy
you want to
7
say it.
is not free.
Nope, nope, not talking
Critically
about
acclaimed
that one.
MMORPG Final Fantasy 14 with extended free trial up
Oh,
its Zora Blade up to level 70. How dare you? How dare you? How fucking dare you?
I should have known.
You
It
should
was
have.
right there. It was right there.
I should have known it was right there.
It was right there. You were like 7. I was like, and I'm just seeing Darren's
You know
face
why? It's
just
because we were
fuming.
talking about 7 earlier, so I thought
I
that you were
know.
like bringing it back up.
Oh, that's so fun. Darren was sitting, he was waiting. I was like, go ahead, sir. You look like you want to say something.
He's like playing all this shit, but
Right? Like you gonna play that game because it's free.
As soon as he said it's free.
Yeah, right? I knew.
it's free
I
and
knew.
also an MMO.
Wild.
Yeah. Crazy.
Another game which has been I don't know if you guys have seen the flack that's been going on Twitter about this game, Project Mugen. Anybody heard anything? Anybody seen anything?
Yeah, that anime free running that looks like fucking Spider-Man for weebs.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So people are pissed because it certain scenes of the game look like they've directly stolen assets from other games. Breath of the Wild, I think, being one of them. Spider-Man being the other one, right? The swinging mechanic looks like dead on. But anyway, so it's being described as an open world RPG where Cyberpunk meets Genshin Impact, because that's the dream matchup that you've all wanted in your lives.
I mean, to be fair, man, how many times have we seen other characters do Hadoukens, Shoryukens, Tatsus?
Those are references and not it's the same assets, my brother.
and not just like stealing the asset,
Hey, man,
right?
it's just a web that you throw in a building that you
Criminal.
swing from. It's fine.
Criminal. But it's by NetEase Game and Naked Rain, and it will be free to play. We don't have a release date, but we know that it's coming to PlayStation, PC, and mobile devices. And pre-registrations are open now. But yeah, I thought it was just funny because I saw a lot of discourse on Twitter about it, and oh man. But as I think we've seen with some other things, is that people take liberties with certain assets, and I don't get how it's not a lawsuit waiting to happen. But
Me neither, brother.
somehow it's
Something
like
it'd be like,
brought up,
inspired by, or this is the same thing. That's the same thing. You're like, oh, okay, they're using like the stamina system that's been in everything since Breath of the Wild came out, and like we see Breath of the Wild-esque games, but not direct assets.
Right,
Not like, all right.
It's very
Right.
different, to say, hey, we see what you did there, and we did the same thing.
I like
than to
that.
say,
I'm gonna
like,
try it.
That tree right there is our fucking tree. All you did was turn it like 180 degrees, but that's our fucking tree. I recognize our tree. And then you took our bushes, and then you just sunk them into your ground a little bit. But those are our bushes. We saw the fucking model. we matched the model with ours. There's been a couple of games that got busted doing that earlier this year,
Light
actually.
cheat
So
deal.
No,
I
I
don't
wouldn't be
promote
surprised.
this form of light cheat
I don't
deal.
promote this one.
The one form he doesn't
The
promote.
one form I don't promote. Also, unrelated to Gamescom,
That's
but fucking AUW Stadium Stampede mode or whatever, the battle royale mode, it's out now.
Oh,
Haven't played it yet, but it's been out for I think a day, maybe 2 days.
do you have AEW Fight Forever?
No, you don't need it to play, from
You
my
don't need it to
understanding.
play?
From my understanding, anybody can download it. I could be wrong, and feel free to correct me in the comments.
Yes,
But
please, please, correct.
From my understanding,
Yes, please.
from my understanding, it's free to play though to anyone.
He said, yes, please, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Beticus. All right then, everybody.
Oh,
with that,
also,
this
sorry,
motherfucker.
Oh
no, okay, that's
No,
fair.
I'm gonna do the memoriam at the
Yes.
end. Hold on.
Oh,
'Cause
okay,
There's
I'll leave
there's
it.
a bunch of people.
Okay.
God. Okay, well.
To be fair, a lot of people have died recently.
Yeah. Can I do it now? Actually.
Yes.
So, firstly, we like to give a rest in peace to wrestling legend Terry Funk, who passed away earlier this week. He's really just given a lot of his career and personality to us. He is known as a hardcore legend. Go look up some of his old school hardcore matches if you want to see some real, some hard to watch shit. Honestly. Then immediately after that, Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, passed away. We lost him. He's in his mid-30s, pretty young. It was very unfortunate. He leaves behind, I believe, 2 children and a wife. Poor guy.
Because what, 36?
Only 36, yeah.
That
I'm
one
like,
was
I know
very
that
hard for
name.
me.
Yes.
Since I started watching wrestling, like he was one of my favorites, and like part of the reason that I kept watching, like since I started watching again, and so just to find that out, dude, I don't know. It's like one thing. It's sad when anybody dies, but like when you feel like a connection to someone, like it's like for me, like when Pop Smoke died as well, like that to me, like that was like my guy. Like I finally found someone that
it's
like I
like-
really liked and I was super into.
A lot of
And
people,
then-
we grew up watching the Fast and Furious movies, so when Paul Walker passed, I'm sure that hit a lot of people.
Yep.
But yeah, sure. The list it continues. Bob Barker of The Price is Right passed away at
99,
years old.
right?
Yes, and
That man lived a long ass life.
You
though.
might
did.
see the meme going around that he lived as long as he could without going over 100.
I'm sorry.
Damn it.
He
I'm
fucking
sorry.
he went out the way he lived. I gotta
I'm
say
sorry.
it. It's
That's
beautiful.
fucked- I'm
No,
sorry.
It's poetic.
It's
Bro,
beautiful.
if my boy would have went out at 100 years old, oh baby,
Man.
oh
So,
baby.
yes, we say goodbye to Bob Barker. Forever will I have that image of him whooping the shit out of Adam Sandler
Right?
on that golf course in my mind.
Happy Gilmore, baby. Yes, sir.
I remember
And-
that shit.
Also, Arlene Sorkin, the original voice and inspiration for Harleen Quinzel, also known as Harley Quinn.
Fuck.
The actress who brought Harley to life and truly was the inspiration for this character because Arlene Sorkin was friends with Bruce Timm, and he based the character on her appearance in a specific episode of I believe it was One Life to Live, but it could have been All My Children. Don't quote me. But
Is this the original voice actor?
This is the original voice actress, and he wanted no one else to voice this character but her. It was Days of Our Lives. Okay. But yeah, she passed,
Shit.
and that is 4.
Usually
Pretty
comes
much
in threes. One of
legends.
these was the slip of a death note. I don't like it.
It was it's a lot to deal with,
Yeah.
saying goodbye to these people, but they've definitely left impacts on us because you can tell by the way people are reacting. They've touched a lot of hearts out there, So rest in paradise to all of you, Bob, Arlene,
Wyndham, and Terry.
Rest in peace to some legends. And with that sombering note, we will call it an episode, everybody. Thank you, everybody who's been here with us live. Thank you, everybody who's out there listening. We appreciate you. Remember, you can follow us anywhere at Rusty Rupees or Rusty Rupees with 2 Y's on Twitter, because Twitter is some hoes, or X, whatever it is.
I was about to correct you.
I've been saying Elon a hoe in my streams.
Elon a hoe, that works too. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
You can follow me anywhere at XX Shadow Okami, XX, Justin,
Row Ninja 23.
Deontay,
13 Cross, spell it out. Don't be lazy.
and Cameron.
Fly Richie, IE no Y, hashtag IndieWatch.
Thank you, everybody, and until next time, stay rusty. See y'all at PAX. Okay, bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.
See you later.
And I was going to put it at the end there, but I was like, no, I'll say this afterwards. So Chris texted me, and he said, fuck Balteus, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my shit fighting this motherfucker Balteus. Oh, my fucking God.
There's no way it can be that bad.
If you're not prepared correctly, it's that bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Also, what kind of soul's name is fucking Voltaeus?
What are we doing on Saturday again, Darren?
Saturday. Post show floor or during?
During.
Uh,
Because Yummy Games hit me back about Project Tower.
Gotcha. Let's see. Anything before 12:30 is good on Saturday. And let me see. Anything 1 to 2 is free as well.
1 to 2 is free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Good shit, everybody. Thanks everybody
Yes,
who's
sir.
been here chilling. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Justin will be having the streets tonight, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Bitty kiss.
Sunday skeets.
Oh no,
Hey, yo.
not the Sunday skeets.
Stop it, sir. You stop it right now.
But all right, everybody. But we're gonna go ahead and end things off. We are going to go ahead and shoot this old raid over to Serial Sensei. Let's see, he's out here streaming some Afterthought. Don't know what that is. We gonna find out. Go ahead and send some love over to the homie. Appreciate everybody. See y'all later on tonight for the streets.
Yes, sir.
And until next time, stay rusty. Okay, brr.
Boy.
Donna.